Oh, hello, hello, hello. Testing out a couple of different things here. Sorry, I'm getting feed from my Instagram. Mm. One second. Give me 1 second while I am trying to get this thing in order. Trying to mute my Instagram broadcast to Instagram, Facebook, and Facebook, and I believe YouTube all at the same time. Second here. I definitely have to mute this thing. 1 second. It does not want to mute. Bear with me. I had it set up previously where I was broadcasting. I could broadcast from Instagram, but they made a change. Oh, finally, there it goes. They made a change. I came back. Sorry. Good. No. Still coming back. Sorry about that. Let me check the comments here. Mel, what's happening? Hi, it's Boss. How's it going there? There's a lot of training coming up for the new year, so I'm gonna be really busy when I do that. Got to get rid of this duplicate. It'll be a lot more videos. Right now, I'm taking a slight break, trying to get all of this together. Really quickly, what do you guys use the most? Is it X, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube? Because right now I have to make a choice between three of them. 1 second. I might have to drop you. I might have to drop Instagram. This thing is killing me. Updating with the new mics, I'll be able to do interviews. Let's see here. So I have the schedule for Oshizaki ice machines is coming up. I have the schedule for the next couple of months for Frymasters. Where is and I do believe I also have Manitowoc as well. Yes, I do have Manitowoc. Manitowoc schedule came out before Hoshizaki's. Sorry about that. Let's pull this thing out. So Nothing. Man, this is driving me nuts. Yeah, I found it. Oh, I found it. All right. We got rid of that. Sorry, because that double speak was killing me. Okay, YouTube the most. All right, man. All right. So, well, I'm broadcasting to, because I know you guys like Facebook, so I started up a fake book, got the Instagram, started up my Twitter X account. So Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. I try to broadcast simultaneously to all these different ones. And since I don't have anybody on Patreon, I'm not even going to bother with the Patreon just yet. I wanted to address a lot of the comments that I've been getting, and I blame myself because I haven't really told you guys quite how this thing works. I was When I started out for 2023, I was really just in a rush to pump out the training dates. Now that you guys know a little bit more about training dates and whatnot, how that goes, that it's not once in a lifetime thing, you know, you're gonna have more. Okay. Now what I'm trying to do is address some of these things. So there is zero barrier to entry when it comes to commercial appliance service. Zero. None at all. Couldn't wait for it's not gonna show. Couldn't wait for Christmas. I had to get my Milwaukee done. There is zero barrier. Um, People are asking about refrigerant and things like that, specialty tools. For all intents and purposes, as far as you all are concerned, there are no such thing as specialty tools. If you, it's just a tool you haven't heard of. If you are working on griddles, you are going to need the temperature sensor with the heavy weight on it. Now you could do all different type of things. You could take a thermocouple and wrap it around a piece of metal and sit it down. You could put it underneath a different skillet. There's all different type of things you could do. And like for instance, so once you have the K probe, you could use one of these little guys. I have my Testos, but I also have these. These are like 20, 30 bucks that you can get on eBay and Amazon, and that'll give you temperature. So you might think of that as a specialty tool, but it's not. If you're going to work on griddles, you need to know what temperature the griddle is at if you're going to adjust the temperature. So that's not a specialty tool. That's a tool you will use every single time you even look at a griddle. You even walk past a griddle, that is a tool that you would need, because you can't do the job without it. It's not a specialty tool. It's just a tool. You know, a specialty tool would be like if you're going to use the Pro Press or something like that, versus using, they actually have a hand crank on the press. We do use the hand crank on everything except for the Vega gas press, but on the other ones they actually have a hand, like a lock ring, that you can use. As far as refrigerant, the refrigerant that they are currently using is now a natural refrigerant. The hole in the ozone is actually shrinking. It's actually repairing itself. So you do not need a license to buy a natural refrigerant. It is just that. It is a natural refrigerant. chemical makeup is the exact same. Like R290 is the exact same chemical makeup as barbecue gas. It is just had the impurities removed. So anyone that sells you propane, like if you go to any air gas supplier or anybody that actually has those large tanks, you can ask them to remove the impurities for you, make it refrigerant grade or medical grade. It is not a it gets released out into the atmosphere. The only reason why they had an EPA certification is because guys, when I was younger, guys would just rip open the system and just let all that gas out into the air back in the 90s. And so it had gotten to a point where they wanted to put a stop on that. So they made it where you had to sit down and understand why you had to reclaim your refrigerant. But now you don't reclaim the refrigerant when it comes to 600 and 290. So that's not a big deal. Another thing is the manufacturers do not care when it comes to what your operation is. All anyone cares about is, can you get there? That is their only concern. That is their only concern. They don't care if you pull up to the job site in a Vespa. When you pull up to the job site, you have to show up and show out. When you pull up to the job site, you have to have your tools. That is the only thing that they care about, is that you have a screwdriver, flathead, Phillips head, you have an adjustable wrench, and that you have whatever tools you might need, whether it's hot side or cold side, whether you have the appropriate tools for that. That is all they care about. Information. The whole reason why I'm sitting here in front of you right here, right now. Without the training, as these YouTubers are telling you, oh, these sales classes that they are attending, right? So you have to go to these classes. If you do not attend the classes, you're not going to be certified. If you're not going to be certified, you're not going to be recognized by that factory. Quite a few of you that have been reaching out to me for help have quickly found out you haven't been to the class, and you get on the phone and you call that factory, they shut you down. They shut you down real quick. Tech support doesn't want to waste their time. If they have an annual class, they don't want to waste their time with someone who hasn't been to the class. Once you've gone to the class, you have that ability to do repairs, get paid from either from the factory or from the customer. All right. Another thing that I wanted to address to you guys real quick. Talked about with the factory. The information I'm giving you is so that you can make money COD wise, right? Cash jobs. You will not get rich. You will not have some flourishing business doing manufacturer calls on the commercial side. This is not residential. Leave the residential where it is. This is a whole nother thing. There are no warranty companies on the commercial side. You do have this like insurance thing that from time to time people will get. Sometimes they get that when they purchase a restaurant, but that for the most part that is not a thing. There is no such thing because these pieces of equipment require constant maintenance. Constant maintenance. If they are not maintained, I don't care if it's a $20,000 Tralson or a $2,000 Atosa. They all need maintenance. They all need condensers cleaned. They all need bake burner tubes maintained. So if you're dealing with stuff in a bakery, let's just say, bakery is challenging because you have all that flour that floats around in the air, and that flour blocks up bake burner tubes. It blocks up fan motors, things of that nature. So when you go to a bakery, there's hardly ever anything you have to replace. It's usually the freaking flour that's floating around, and it'll if you have electric run appliances instead of gas, those things will cause. I mean, you'll have all kind of trouble with that because the flour will get on the electronic components and then they'll burn and all kind of fun stuff like that. So because this isn't scheduled, I didn't give you guys any notice. I did say I was going to come on. I just wanted to address some of those things that you guys had. But once again, there is no barrier to entry. Pull up to a job site in a Vespa. Pull up to a job site in a go-kart. You can pull up to a job site in a rented scooter. It doesn't matter. Just recently, I did some startups at Bush Airport, and I had to park in the parking lot. I had to park in the garage, and then walk all the way through the airport terminal, go through security, and come on the other side. So no one cares. No one cares about that. No one cares about any of that type of thing. It is not an issue. It is not an issue. Checking my Instagram and all that kind of stuff. So once again, hey, former payday, what's happening? Oh, sure, no problem. Hey, and I wanted to thank you guys, Maurice, because I know Maurice has been asking quite a few questions. I've been trying to get those out. So thank you for your donation. As always, Frank, I know you were here. We didn't get a chance to link up, with your graduations and visiting, family and everything. But I do want to thank you. Frank has been the highest contributor so far. Let me see. Frank, let's see here. Yeah, it's been a lot of Frank, Thanos, Frank, and Dave. All right, so I want to thank you guys for your donations. I do appreciate that. Like I said before, we're gonna crank up the videos. Training starts heavy in January. How this works is a lot of the AC guys are slow during the winter months. Once the holidays are over with, that's when they'll crank up training. So if they do training in November and December, they're really going to have a low turnout. So when it comes to training, November and December, not to say that they don't have classes, they still have classes, but November and December, you're going to have low turnout. People are visiting, buying gifts, things of that nature. People are taking vacation. You got to use it or you lose it, right? This industry hasn't been a mom and pop industry in over 25 years. When I was younger, when I was a kid, it was like half and half, especially in Chicago. It was like half and half. You still had a lot of mom and pop running calls in the city of Chicago. But now things have gotten real corporate. And as the boomers have retired, they didn't sell their business to the employees. They went and sold their business to these hedge fund companies and their competitors, basically, is what they did. They sold their companies to their competitors, and these things have just mushroomed. So an outfit that used to be 10 guys got absorbed into outfits that have now turned into 100 technicians. So what's happening right now with you guys, this is a resurgence of the mom and pop. The industry is never set up for someone fresh off the street to come in and start doing this. This has been a on-the-job training industry. OJT is this business. So I know a lot of you guys have been commenting and saying, hey, man, I need some hands-on. I really would like hands-on. The hands-on is meant for you to be with your employer, and then they train you. They go ahead and they invest the time. Well, 20 years ago, that would only been, 15, 20 grand. Nowadays, you're looking at about $86,000 to train somebody. If I take somebody in, train them, easily 80,000 or more worth of investment into a single employee. All right, so let's see here. All right, you've noticed that former payday say, notice that your industry is mostly corporate. Is there room for mom and pop? Yeah. So that's what I'm telling you. So the corporate, I'm glad you said that, because that's kind of like tying in with everything. Because everything has gone corporate, it's all B2B. It's all corporation service companies taking care of these large corporate manufacturers. So you have companies like Partstown buying up all these smaller service companies, making a huge conglomerate. You have like I forgot the other one that owns Tech 24. So you have all these other service companies, and they're in bed with the Logits of the world. They're in bed with the Rationales. And those companies spend the vast majority of their time taking care of those products, taking care of those companies, taking care of just those operations that have those. Meanwhile, your small to medium operations are left out in the cold, which is where the opportunity for upstarts are. So an operation that even has 10 restaurants, that is very attractive to you, very attractive to me. You're talking about on the low end, you're talking about that's $100,000 potential customer per year. That is not what the larger corporations, the ones that are owned by Partstown, the ones that are owned by Tech 24, that's not what they're interested in. They're interested in taking care of, let's just say McDonald's. They're interested in taking care of, like, I'll give you an example, like Taylor. Well, Taylor is taking care of McDonald's nationwide. They are the primary service provider. Taylor is also the manufacturer of the equipment. So if you want to do something, there's all other kind of products. There's Stolting, Carpigiani, oh man, what's the name down there? Moline, Illinois. Frosty Factory in Louisiana. You have, it's about a dozen different companies that do the same thing as Taylor does. So just because there's a large corporation out there doesn't mean there's a room for you. There's a lot more business on the commercial side than there is on residential. Just like in plumbing, you have your corporate operator, excuse me, which I argue with quite a bit. So you got your plumbers that do the job. I don't know if you saw, like when I did Chipotle, the startup at Chipotle, or you do when I did the job in Bush Airport, and those plumbers weren't exactly that great. Sometimes these guys have these contracts where they'll do the build outs nationwide, and those corporations will snatch that up. So because those guys are all that corporation, they're all tied up doing all of these Chipotles nationwide. They're all tied up doing all of these other stuff. there's plenty of meat on the bone out there. There's plenty of other opportunities out there. Mm. That's what I was just like I was telling you guys, you have retirement homes, you have gas stations, and that's another thing. I'm turning this into a rant today. I mentioned to you all before. Oh, good, thank you. Now, I mentioned to you all before that commercial is everywhere, right? Did you guys notice the posts I've been putting out? I haven't been putting out a lot of videos. I'll put out posts. I was getting a lot of comments saying, "Hey, Mike, I don't know. I don't see commercial. I don't see commercial anywhere." And I got to thinking, I'm like, man, these people, they must all have electric cars. Everywhere you live, people must have electric vehicles and solar panels and wind turbines on their homes, because you gotta have gas stations. You must have gas stations. So what I started to do is I was taking pictures of, at all these gas stations, you have the ice merchandisers. And I don't care if you're in a neighborhood that's not that great. Guess what? They put the ice merchandiser on the inside. Okay, these things are outside in the north. They're outside in the south. It is not contingent on the weather. That's why you guys saw outside that CVS. I took a picture outside that CVS. Icy was working on that unit. Those are Lear units. Anybody can work on those Lear units. The only ones you can't work on are Icy. Why? Because Icy has, I don't know, a couple thousand employees. They got a couple they got a lot of technicians. And I did a video on that, how Icy makes, I don't know, about $1 billion or $500 million, somewhere like that. It's more than $500 million a year, because I was only able to pull out like one region. And that region had did like $500 million for that quarter. But Icy is everywhere. There is more equipment out there than there are technicians that can get to them. So every gas station you go to, they're going to have ice merchandisers. Those ice merchandisers are going to have refrigeration systems on top of it. And no, it's not a walk. Right? It's not a walk-in. Now, all those Lear units are using R290. It means now you don't have to put out a huge outlay for refrigeration. They all have a condenser fan motor. Those go out frequently. They all have new digital thermostats. Those go out often. There's lots. They also have the evaporator fans on the inside. So you got a condenser fan motor, and you have usually 1 to 2 evaporator fans on the inside. All right. So there's lots of work with that. So you have everywhere there's a gas station, you have those merchandisers. They're not just gas stations. They're outside of, like I said, that CVS. They're inside of, somebody else told me also that they saw it inside the Family Dollar, right? And I took a picture of the one in the Family Dollar. Family Dollar and the dollar store. I have given you all information for the company that handles dispatching technicians to the dollar store. I believe it's Conap. If you go over the earlier videos, go all the way back, you will find the information where I gave you guys Nordon and Conap and all those different companies. They have the contracts, and I did the video where I did the Dollar General, or I did that True freezer. That is, it was either Haagen-Dazs or Blue Bell, Blue Bunny, something like that. They're handling all those different accounts. Please call all of those companies. Give them your information. Get signed up. You will not be overwhelmed with work. Someone had also asked me a question about I presented some information, especially in in a post about one of the management companies that is the facilities management company. That's what we have on the commercial side. I submitted my information. It's easily been 6 months. I have had zero. I've had zero calls from them. Zero calls. And I'm authorized with an obscene number of manufacturers. Not a single call. I'll give you another example about that. I am authorized. They actually called me. It's called the company that handles Insomnia Cookie, right? So it's not the number one cookie. I think it's like ranked number 2 nationwide. They called me. They asked me to do work for them. I said yes. I filled out the paperwork. It's been at least 3 or 4 months. I've had zero calls. Zero. They called me. Zero calls. You will not get overwhelmed with service. So please, let that be the furthest thing on your mind, that you are going to call these people and get overwhelmed. The only reason why I'm giving you the information for Hapco, Conap, Jordan, Onera is so you can learn on their dime. You're not going to quit. You're not going to get rich doing those. Where the money is in cash on delivery, cash on demand. That is where you're going to get your money. That's where you're going to get your money. And for all you guys thinking that, Seal System is the bee's knees. Seal System that's the pinnacle. It is not. Seal System, actually doing compressor, is what we put the slow guy on, right? Because it's you make far more money doing condenser motors. You make far more money putting in sensors and everything else than you ever would doing a compressor. Than you ever would. All right. So now Oracle Appliance says you missed the Dollar General contact information. No, you didn't. You didn't miss it. I gave it to you. There's no need for a link because, all right, you got to go back to the earlier videos. This isn't a thing where the live is what's happening. My lives are just, as I'm going to pre-records, the lives are just to address these questions, right? You guys have these questions, and the live is to get you guys past these blocks that you put in front of yourself, these roadblocks that aren't real. The things that you guys are worried about are not real. It's not a thing. So like I said, the Dollar General, you got to go back. It's within like the first couple of months of the videos. Within the first month. I mean, you don't even have to go far. The video is nice. All right, so the video. Yeah, thank you about the rant. The video is you got to go back. It's with Nordon. It's what you have to watch the old video. I'm sorry, Oracle. You gotta watch the old video. You gotta go through them, and that way you're going to be up to speed. This business, when you look at all this stuff in my virtual background, I've given you guys information on how to work on all of those. Just because you know how to do refrigeration or seal system, you're still going to be lost on this unit right behind me, on the green one. You're going to be lost without the training. Let me see if I can. Yeah. This one right here, and I've been sending you guys tons of videos and pictures and stuff like that. This is FPD. This right here. And now I've been jinxed. Now I've been flooded with a bunch of calls from Great American Cookie about it. All right. So this is a whole nother ballgame. Please go through the old videos. You could fast forward the stream. If you want to timestamp them, you could timestamp them. I will refresh because I'm almost at my 500 subscriber. So thank you all for that very much. I'm almost at 500. It's like 450 now or 489. I do appreciate that. So I'm gonna refresh. I'm gonna go and do a summary. I have a new video that I'm gonna do for you guys. I want to do one with Firehouse Hub, going over the equipment in there, and some of the training videos on some of that. I have Lear. I'm gonna go over some of the training videos on Lear, and that's the ice merchandisers. They're practically number one when it comes to ice merchandisers. I want to go over. Oh God, let's see here. Lear, Firehouse. Oh, and I got a whole thing about rotisseries. I got 3 different rotisserie manufacturers that want to hear from you, the mom and pops. They want you to call them up. They want to sign up, and they will walk you through how to fix the rotisseries. Yes, not heart that you see at Costco and Sam's, but it's that same rotisserie, but not that brand. I have one from France. I have one from I have one that's made in America. I have one made I think it's made in like Tennessee or Oklahoma or something like that. And when I brought up this information to those guys, it's like JR Commercial or something, JR Construction, and those guys are really happy, and they said they would help you guys with tech support over the phone to fix any one of those. And it's just a rotisserie. The rotisserie oven is the one in Boston Market, the one in Costco, the one in Sam's Club. But these are going to be 3 different brands. I already brought this up. They gave me the permission to give you their information. So those videos are coming. I just been really tied up. And to be honest with you, taking a break. So Mel says her friend attended the bun training, right? Oh, about a week ago. All right, ASC, right? The trainer told them Bun has text. So here's the thing. Bun does Starbucks. All right. I know it sounds crazy, but Icy and Bun do Starbucks. So you don't need to be an ASC for Bun. Bun is ubiquitous. Bun is everywhere. When you're dealing with a product that's literally everywhere and in abundance, they have their own people. Like I have my clients that every single one of their restaurants, it's about right now, they open about 22 this year. They open about 22 locations here. Every single one of their locations has 2 or 3 bun units. And that's the one you guys saw where it was all scummy and the thing was only like a month old. So I take care of those. Bun doesn't come and take care of them, even though they're brand new. So these large Goliaths, they have their own people that go out and take care of, because they have to take care of their clients. These people are making multi-million-dollar orders. So they know for a fact that if they make you an ASC, there's no way you would be able to handle their work. They don't want you to be an ASC. There's no need for that. There's plenty of work. All you have to do is open up your mouth. That's the thing. In this business, you have to open up your mouth. Let's see what else is going on. All right. Rants are good. Okay, so you've been looking for more narrow as only looking at bigger franchises. Okay. Be careful what you wish for. Because if you take care of bigger franchises, you need to be able to handle it. So you have the training, then you can do it. And when I say training, I mean training on multiple different things. So this, you guys see me do a time wise, right? So this behind me is a time wise. I can't think of the name of this chain, but if I were to have this chain, I wouldn't have time to do anything else. That account would be a $2 million per year account. And I would be I would have to have a minimum of 4 people, and in that way, I would have to bust my ass cleaning the ice machines, fixing the ice machine because the ice machines aren't even in this picture. It's just you got the two of the frozen drinks. So they do iced coffee. The green one's behind me. I've given you guys plenty of information on. They got classes coming up too. They do coffee drinks. They do energy drinks. They do the fruit smoothies and vegetable smoothies. And then you have the icy over there. The other drinks and the other pressure. It's like a frozen drink in a cup over here over my shoulder. It's a frozen drink in a cup. You take it out of that freezer. And you take that freezer and you take that cup that's frozen, put it in the blender, and it presses the cup up into practically it's like a drill. It's like a pressure, it's like a bench press drill, and it whips up the frozen drink into a frothy smoothie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 pieces right behind me. Not to mention the coffee stuff. Not to mention the walk-in for the beverages, and not to mention the at least 2 or 3 ice machines that they would have. Multiply that times 60 or 70. That's a lot. That's a lot. All right, yeah, I'm glad you are because that is the key. That is the manufacturer training is the thing that opens all of this up. That's what opens everything up. What these other people are not telling you, they want to make it it's a sales meeting and blah, blah, blah. Well, you're actually getting to talk to the representative from that manufacturer. Think about that. That person is your connect with Scott. That person is your connect with Hoshizaki. That person is your connect with Manitowoc. How the hell else are you going to meet them? How the hell else are you going to get a hold of them? Well, you want to call them on the phone and say, hey, I'm Joe Blow. I need you to talk to me? No. You're going to go to class. They're going to tell you everything that's wrong with the machine, how to fix it, what to look out for, what the best practices are. And then you actually get to meet with these people that work for the factory. These aren't people, this isn't like on the residential side where you got people that are contracted out or they're doing a train the trainer thing. No, these people actually work for the manufacturer. They actually work for them. So that is always the best way. These people get a chance to meet you. And what really happens is when you're having this exchange, they're getting to judge your personality. They're getting to judge your communication skills. Do not think that they're not going back and letting them know at corporate, hey, look, hey, I met up with this guy. He's pretty decent. Because I'll tell you, after I've gone to some of those classes, I mean, the referrals were through the roof. Because that's what you want. You want the referrals. You don't want to be an ASC. You want the referrals. Damn that. Damn the $80 for a service call. Damn the $150 for a service call. Or whatever the hell it is. That's nothing compared to what you would get with the COD. The COD is what pays the bills. Right? So what I'm looking for from you guys when you do the comments, I've not once heard you guys saying in the comments that this happened at training, that happened at training. Hey, I was out at this job, or how do I get a hold of these other people? I met with the manager and the manager didn't give my information out. Or how do I get to the next person in charge? How do I look up this company or that company? I'm not hearing any of that from you guys. So that's a little disheartening. Forget about refrigeration and walk-ins and all that. First of all, you guys aren't ready for walk-ins. Forget about walk-ins. Walk-ins are for people that are already in this business, already doing this kind of stuff, already have gas on hand, already have accounts to get it. Forget about walk-ins. Walk-ins are storing tens of thousands of dollars in product. and those machines have to go back into service as soon as they're down. Have to respond to those calls. They don't have time for you to go ahead and mess around with the machines. Forget about that. Focus on stuff that you can easily service, things that they can easily repair. And someone else had made a comment about how, they wanted in-person training and all that kind of stuff. There are thousands of different manufacturers, thousands. There's no way. I'll probably do a little video. Like I'm trying to get my garage things straightened out, and just to think about it, I'm like, wait a minute. I got 3 soft serve machines. 3 soft serve machines at $15,000 a piece. That is you're talking about a substantial investment for anyone who would try to do a training, hands-on training. Hands-on. It is extremely difficult to have a successful hands-on training class without people having their own machine to work on. Please keep that in mind, because you're going to have, when you have training and you have 2 people working on one machine, there's always one person. Dude, there's always one person that's left out. There's always one person that's left out. Oh, nice. All right. So Mel attended the Slayer training class. I've taken the Slayer training class too. All right. So Mel has a problem because Mel is in Seattle, the heart of coffee manufacturers, right? And that's where they do a lot of importing, is like New York and Seattle. Those are the 2 places where they bring a lot of the coffee machines to. So yes, that's what I'm trying to tell you. You have to learn the equipment, right? Because the manufacturer will do a lot of the work. You have to realize one thing. People don't like dealing with the fact. How many people own cars? And those people that own cars, how many people hate taking their car to the dealership? For all of those reasons. Those are the same exact reasons why people don't like dealing with the factory. People absolutely hate dealing with Hobart. Absolutely hate. Contractor, what's happening, brother? People absolutely hate dealing with Hobart. They hate Hobart, right? But Hobart is top notch. Hobart makes the machine. They make the parts, or they have the parts. They have their own facilities, and they have over 2,900 technicians, or something roughly around there, 2,500, 2,900, somewhere around there, across the continental United States. But not everybody likes to deal with Hobart. And it's the same thing with Taylor. How many people like dealing with Taylor? So as long as you're trained on the equipment, that's the most important thing. Once people find out you're trained on the equipment, they are going to get your service. The side does not work like the residential. And that's what I was telling contractor. So this brother right here, he is he comments on and he's not a host, but he's a commenter. He's a guest on a live stream that I check out called Machismo TV. Right. So I told this brother right here, I told him that, I would address some of these things. So I have a lot of videos that have already been made that I want you guys to contact those people first. Contact those people, get signed up, get trained on their dime. They're going to supply you with parts. They're going to supply you with tech support. They're going to supply you with the customer. I showed you guys the receipt. What did I show you guys? I said, hey, look, if you call up like, I think it was Onera or MVP, they sent me Popeye. I was at a Burger King and I saw a Blue Air. I'm like, what the hell is Burger King doing with Blue Air? Every Burger King is supposed to have, oh, thank you, Elijah. I appreciate that. Hey, man, I wasn't yelling at you, brother. I don't talk about price. I don't talk about numbers or what to charge. Just so you know. Just so you know, Elijah. All right. So, like, I looked at that and I'm like, man, so Burger King is supposed to have what's called Silver King. The undercounter refrigerator is supposed to be Silver King. The drink machine is Taylor. And then they have an icy machine by FPD. The fryer could be Frymaster. The ice machine is now Hoshizaki, right? So when you know what these different customers are using, you know how your training should be tailored. You're going to know what kind of parts you're going to use. And that's why I'm telling you all to take a look at your surroundings, right? Take a look at your surroundings, see what's there. I don't want to hear about this, oh, Mike, there's no commercial. I showed you the ice merchandiser outside of CVS. They're outside of every gas station. They're at your Dollar General. They're at your Dollar Tree. They're at your dollar store, the 99-cent store. They all sell ice. If they sell ice, they're going to use a Lear. All right, I'm going to do a video for you guys on that. That's everywhere. Only one I see as their own people. All right. So other than that, they have their own people. They actually own that machine, and they're splitting the profit of selling the ice with you in that store. Right. So if it doesn't have icy branded on it, like this one in it, yeah, that one over my shoulder right here, that's an icy. I wouldn't touch it. I'm not allowed to touch it. Icy service. But if you go to Burger King, you know, McDonald's, whatever, and it doesn't have icy on it, that means it's owned by them. You know, just like Pepsi and Coke that have these machines out there. Matter of fact, I did a post yesterday. I was at Northern Tool. Inside the Northern Tool, because you guys want to say you have no commercial by you, but you know, there's no Home Depot, there's no Lowe's, there's no Northern Tool, there's no Walmart, but that's okay. Those things don't exist where you live. That's fine. Please show me how to cut. All right, hold on. Let me because hey man, I'm live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And let me send you this. Hold on. All right, I'm going to put this, thankfully, man. You'll be the first person to actually chime in. I've been waiting on somebody to chime in for the longest. So, yeah, I definitely, brother, you could ask your questions. Let me address these things for you, please. There's the link. Click the link. Bring you on in. Oh, this rant is still going on, brother. This rant is still going on. Believe you me. Believe you me, the rant is still going on. So, all right. So let's see here. Oh, cosmic restaurants. Yes. That's what they keep saying. All the industry people, right? So, you know, you guys know I keep up with the industry trade magazines and whatnot, Keep It Today and all that. Well, of course, McDonald's headquarters is in Chicago, where I'm from. It's actually, the headquarters is actually like 12 minutes from where I grew up, from my mother's house. My mother's still there with Paris, of course. It's my mother's house now. Yeah, so they put those there first. They put those in Chicago, but they're supposed to have some in, of course, they're going to go to Dallas. They're always going to go to Dallas first, and then they come down to Houston. Just like, you know, for anybody that's watching this from the Midwest that knows about Portillo's is coming to Houston. There's the brother. Portillo's coming to Houston, but they're already in Dallas. They're already in Dallas. Thank you for coming up. All right. Can't mute your guest. Yeah, you're unmuted. There you go.
Salute, brother. Salute to you, man.
Yes, I'm glad you're here, man. I'm glad you're here.
Big bro, I didn't know that you worked in this field. I just really started taking it seriously maybe about a month ago, because I linked up with a home warranty company. I've been servicing appliances for the home warranty companies.
Which one?
Select. There's some garbage.
Oh, get out of that. Get out of Select home warranty. Well, Select was all right. Its choice is bad, but Select, I guess Select is okay. I guess it's Select okay. I haven't dealt with that stuff in a long time.
Yeah, I would love to find out how to cut into the chain business.
Yes. All right, brother. All right, I have nothing but videos on how to get in here. They're all previously. I'm going to do more. How this works on this side is everything is client based. Everything is client based, and I don't say the number, but I know what number you had said on the chat. But this is going to be about the numbers are going to be about 4 times more than what you had made off that. Okay, on the COD side, it's going to be 4 times more what you did with that. So, but you're air conditioning, right? Is that what you had started with?
No, I started by trade. I'm an electrician.
Oh, perfect. All right. See, a lot of people that like this dude Mike Sneed put me on the map, right? And so a lot of people here follow this guy, and he started out as an electrician, and he went with Sears for training. But as you very well know, having your base in electrical, it makes a lot of this stuff a whole lot easier, right?
Yeah.
It makes all of this easier. This business is infinitely easier if you have a background in electrical. Everything else is really a breeze, because there's very little refrigeration work done. And that's the misnomer. Everybody thinks, compressors and this, and it's not. It's what I was saying before. It's fan motors, it's contactors, it's controllers. That's what it is. It's really not. It's really not those other things. And you got my information. I gave you my information, right?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll put it in the private chat. Because that's the other thing, people. If you guys contact me and ask me your questions, I can give you my information.
Yeah, but pretty much, you know how we rock over on the cheese.
Yeah.
Like we build our networks, and the only reason why I even took on Select was because of the way they operate. I just copied their formula and I improved it, so I can put a young brother on that doesn't have a lot of experience.
Yes.
All the way in a whole nother state with a work order.
You know what? Well, see, I got it. There's another gentleman that follows me. He's doing the same thing. Matter of fact, yeah, that's the one that's giving me all the donations. That's Brother Frank. Using my information, he went and got, like you said, got his people working, because that's what I'm telling these people about the work at Dollar General, Family Dollar, 99-cent store, all that. And like, hey man, anytime you go in one of those, all those drinks are in machines. There's some of the people that have been following me earlier, they saw me working at Dr. Pepper, right? So, and that's what before you came on, that's what I was just getting ready to say. I was at Northern Tool, and I saw a machine down, and I gave people that follow me, if you go back on the earlier videos, Onera Group, I gave people the information for Onera Group, how to get signed up with them, all that good stuff. Yeah, it's the second number. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, so that's the thing, man. Let me make sure I got your information, man.
Yeah,
I'm trying to. Okay, so I was there, and Coke doesn't do, the Coke technicians, they don't do refrigeration work. They only do electronic. They only handle drains, the controller, They handle the condenser fan motor. They handle the evaporator fan motor, the lights, all that good stuff. Um, there's another thing. Like I do a lot of universities. I do universities. I'm down here, Baylor. People have seen me do work at Baylor College. People have seen me. I do Rice University, stuff like that. The guys that are there, they do little bit. They don't go all in depth into the equipment, and
Yeah,
so they want somebody else that's going to be
yeah.
able to come in
They
and
contract a lot of that out. A
mhm,
lot of that's contracted out. It's a
a
lot of money.
lot of that is contracted out. Hey, Saul. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of that is contracted out, right? And they don't know where to go because everybody else are these large conglomerates, right?
Right.
So that's why I'm giving you guys Nordon. Nordon is handling, CVS and all these different things. So you've only got a few places that you only got a few things that are handled by Bun, Icy, uh, Hobart. You know, everything else is up for grabs. Everything there are more pieces of equipment than there are people to work on them.
Facts.
Nationwide, like I said, $2,000-3,000. I mean, 2,000-3,000 employees with Hobart. That's a drop in the bucket. Hobart is in all these production facilities. They're in all these universities. Hobart products is every. I mean, just go to your local grocery store and look at that bakery section and see what type of equipment is back there. You know, and half the time you'll see at least one or two pieces that's going to be a Baxter or Hobart or anything.
Man,
Yeah, Hobart, the slicers, the bakery, the ovens, all of that. But go
as a
ahead.
as an electrician on new builds, when it came to the different grocery stores, the different chains,
Mm-hmm.
we put together and wired up a lot of walk-ins, a lot
Yeah.
of walk-ins.
Yes.
And what people don't realize is eventually everything man-made breaks down. So if you have a knowledge base, or hell, even if you're brave enough to YouTube University,
Mm-hmm.
you could potentially bid on that and win that contract.
All right. So yes, and that's one thing I want to get to is I have all the information for you guys to go on. It's called the Blue Book. It's not the residential Blue Book with the label. It's matter of fact, I'll show you guys. I'll just show you guys right now. What the hell? It's called Blue Book. Give me 1 second. Let me pull this up for you guys. Yeah, what the hell? I'll just do this. No, I'll do the Patreon. I'll kill my Patreon real quick. All right. You guys see that chat? You see how I see this up? Might be a little bit of lag. Hold on a second. Okay, good. You can see it. All right. So, Blue Book. The Blue Book Building and Construction Network. This is where they spam my freaking email with all these the cookie shop and this and Chipotle and all this other stuff. Oh, this is where you could bid on all of that. It's no cost for it. And they have all kind of stuff. I think it's only like me and one other company that do that. See, they have different contractors advertising, so site work, excavation, but it doesn't cost you anything to get listed. And then these contractors will call you, right? They'll call you to get set up. And this is colleges, universities. Make sure you guys can see it. Let me see if I can make this a little bigger. I probably can. But yeah, so you can go in here and select, and they'll assign you a rep because they're actually charging these people to advertise or to you know how that marketing works.
Bro, you just gave out $1 million worth of game for free.
Well, I got tons more. I got tons more. That's what you just not coming on. You just not coming on. I got tons of stuff. But just go to the Blue Book Building and Construction Network, right? See general contractors, find projects, and then you just give them your information. Right? You give them your information, they'll get you listed, and then people will call you. But you got to be at the level to be able to handle these contracts, which is why I'm trying to. All right, let me put the link in the thread. I'm trying to get people trained. Right, I'm getting people trained up with the free training. Some of the training is $50, $75. You can even go XLT, which is the pizza oven that you see in Costco. It's a pizza oven you see in Sam's Club. It's a pizza oven that Domino's use, that big red pizza oven. That is XLT. XLT training is 2 days. It is free. It is completely free. You do have to pay to get there, though. You got to pay to get there. You got to pay for your lodging, but it is completely free. And once you're done with that, Domino's is doing this huge build out. They're redoing all these locations nationwide. Nationwide, they're redoing these locations. So then you would be on the list to get that job whenever they're going to go ahead and take and redo a 20-year-old Domino's and give a new one. Or if that Domino's, like down the street from me, they moved from a small location to a larger location. You have to have a technician come out there, disassemble the oven, and move it over. Even though it was in the same shopping area, you still have to have that done because you had to have the ventilation set up and all of that. That class is completely free.
Man,
and they do it, and they'll do it on Tuesdays. It's Tuesdays and Wednesdays, but they don't have enough people. There's no structured classes because there's not enough people. Not enough people for them to do it. They might do one a month, maybe. So I mean, and that's Domino's. But I've talked to some of these guys, and I know I got new people coming on all the time. I like I said before, I'm appreciative for you 400 and I think it's almost 490 people so far. So I'm almost at my 500. So what YouTube did is they got this thing where now I get to be somewhat monetized at 500. I get to have like the tier groups and things like that. So I'm working on it, but I really got to get up to my 1,000 or 1,200 to get sponsors. That's what I need. I want my sponsors from Kason and those different guys. But I'm giving out. But what I'm giving out is I'm giving out the training, how to get it. Matter of fact, guys in here and women, they know from early on. I gave you guys all the information from McDonald's. You have all the training. Matter of fact, we're gonna go through that because I got my special guest here. We're gonna go through that right now. We'll just do this. Since you're all right. But yeah, while I'm doing this, man, go ahead and ask me any other questions you got, because you fresh to the channel.
yes, sir. When you said don't say the number, you mean as far as profit?
Oh yeah. I don't talk about dollar amounts here.
Okay.
The reason why I don't talk about dollar amounts here because they vary so damn much, right? They vary, right? So like I'm in Houston, and so the amount that we're charging, yeah, thank you, brother. The amount that we're charging here is around the same as you would for New York, in LA, and San Francisco. But our cost of living is so much cheaper, right? My cost of living is so much cheaper. So I don't have to pay to cross any bridges or tolls to get to where I'm. So that right there is an advantage that I have over somebody else. And so if I'm telling you to charge X amount of dollars, I'm not taking into account that you're paying $20 just in toll fees. I don't have to pay to park. When I was in Chicago, you had to have a guy in the van driving around.
Yep.
because you had nowhere to park. You had nowhere to park. So you had to factor in that fact that you got to have somebody, whether you pay the minimum wage or not, you got to have somebody to drive the vehicle around, because you get, like in Chicago, you get 3 tickets. That's a boot. That's $800. That's $800. And you'll pick up in Chicago, you pick up 3 tickets in a day.
That sounds like the DMV. It sounds like Washington D.C. Bro, you'll get tickets just out the blue.
Yeah, blue. It's crazy.
Can I say? Well, can I use myself as an example?
Yeah.
See, because I gotta give clarity.
Yeah.
And show a little bit of charity to the work that you're giving out. This game that you're giving out. This brother literally just gave y'all a free guidebook on how to become upwardly mobile here in this country. That's what he just did.
Well,
a union electrician only makes. Look up a union electrician's wages in Washington D.C. I made that in 2 hours. And he told you how to get it for free. Y'all better show some appreciation for this man.
Hey, you know what? It is my obligation. I've been doing this since I was 15. Me and my old man got started in this back in the 90s. And I tell the story. I'll probably tell it again and again and again. But me and the old man, he might even be on right now. He watches. My father, he watches. But yeah, we've done this, and we've hired. I've trained. Man, I can't tell you how many hundreds of guys I've trained since '92, right, into doing this. But people don't stay in, and sometimes they get a little over their skis,
right.
And what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to tell everybody, look, man, this is the information that you need to know. This is where you can apply that information, right? So like what's on the screen right now, I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go from McDonald's to Wendy's. I still got the information, but Wendy's is all in one place. And I've had some people ask me about this, so while we're doing it and you're new, this site is called Ignitor Labs. You can always call them up and ask for a trial, right? Here's the microwave, and you guys have seen me work on the ACP microwave. What at this other chain I got a chain that's like 22 locations so far, and you guys see me work on the ACP. Here's everything here. How to troubleshoot the whole nine. Tells you how to take the components off. Excuse me. Now I know you're not. I know a lot of people want, some hands-on, but you're not going to get hands-on on the microwave. You're not going to get hands-on on that. But what this has here, they're telling you where the fault is, what the parts are. See, there's the Wendys part right there. Here's the parts. That's what error code 5 is. It tells you what look at that. See, tells you what your meter should be looking for, right? So this is a 208. That's what you got here, right? So, and I'll give you all the information on this, so don't worry about it. It's not going away, right? Reference guide, and it gives you the whole interactive training. This program right here, and they've got everything from McDonald's and Wendy's and all the rest. But just this package, which I have, gives you all of that stuff. Your sequence of operations, right? So shows you how to check the magnetron. Now this applies. It doesn't matter if it's a Panasonic. It doesn't matter if it's ACP. It doesn't matter if it's Medea. This gives you everything. To be honest with you, when it comes to microwaves and TVs, a microwave is a microwave is a microwave is a microwave. You have all this information here. Plus, you can always call them for tech support. But so you can service this, and do not be afraid to go ahead, whip out your phone and go through this, because the big guys do it. The big guys have to go through the procedure on their phone anyway. Everybody's using their phone. So you got the microwave that you see in Wendy's. Here are the steam ovens. Let me go to the Wendy's. You go to the Wendy's one. All right. So here is the bun toaster. Every single thing you need, and it gives you a full tutorial from lockout, tag out, all the way to cleaning, right? And everything in between with the maintenance, with the repair, how to change components, how to identify. You see that? So you as an electrician, you know how important it is to know which type of electrical outlet you're supposed to have. So this is the receptacle actually on the unit though. So you have every down to the receptacle, drive chains, everything. Which type? There's no need to search and hunt. Everything is right there. Everything is right there. So there's the motor, and just so you guys know, right? Okay, let's see here. AJN tunes. Just so you guys get a good idea, right? These are those machines. $2,950, 2,300, 3,000, 3,700, 3,500, $5,000. So you're not talking about inexpensive pieces of equipment. Even when it comes to the toaster, you're talking about a $2,000 to $5,000 piece of equipment, which is why I'm telling you all that the money is far greater. You don't have to worry about a refrigerator. You don't have to worry about, oh, well, I don't do seal system work. Damn the seal system work. I've never ever told you guys seal system is what's the big draw. It's not. You can touch anything in a commercial environment and it's going to be thousands of dollars. Anything. Me going back on over here, right? So at that price, if the toaster is $5,000, so what if you have to, let me pull up this part, right? Let me see if I can get this part. I'm just gonna have to write it up. I'm gonna put this in my phone. That's all we're gonna do. So if this part is, let me show you what this motor is. That's the only thing about this. They're not tied in, which is a good thing. See? So they're not, I don't have a way to even freaking make this purchase. I don't have a way to make that purchase. That just lets you know right there. All right, so I'm gonna do motor. You guys can't see what I'm typing. Hold on a second. Man, I'm glad you came up here, man. Because sometimes, a lot of people are a little they're a little concerned about coming up. I am not exactly the most friendly when it comes to in the chat. I'll be honest. Just because I've been doing this so long, I'm not too happy about that. So here's one of those motors for the AJN tune. $762. Right? So here's one right here. $921. AJN tunes. So 797. Damn your seal system. Damn your compressor. Let me have this brother back. Right? Damn that. There's far more. There's more that you can make. Sorry about that. I think I had you muted.
No, I muted myself because I'm
okay.
I'm
okay. Man, I don't know what the hell. Why are you not sure? I've never had a guest before. I've never had a guest before. So, trying to figure out how to put you. Did you take yourself off the screen?
No.
Oh, there you are. I see you. I see you down there. All right. So anyway, so this, what I'm showing you all right now on the screen, these toasters are in the vast majority of places you go to. They're in the McDonald's, they're in the Wendys, they're in Burger King, they're in Denny's, they're in Olive Garden, they're in Red Lobster. right? They're everywhere. They're everywhere. So let me go back. So as you see, that's just the motor for the freaking toaster. And they show you how to fix the toaster. They show you how to change the belt. Everything is there. Everything is there. So while I got you online, give me something. What's something that you had a question about? Something you had thought about but didn't know where to start?
Well, pretty much my main question was how to start winning uh contracts with major chains, because I
Okay.
got a few on my own, but that's back home. I moved since then.
Okay. So
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
all right, my main thing, what I do is I show them that I have all the training from the different manufacturers, because that's basically what it boils down to. If you have the training, then they know that you're not fly by night. Right? They know that you're not fly by night. Oh, see. All right, SK. All right, 3 calls. Oh, good. All right, so you did 3 calls on Dukers. All right, so all right, contractor. So what I normally do is I'll present to them. I give them a portfolio. So I'll give them the information that I have for what they have, for the equipment that they have at their location. And then you really want to, give them like a pricing guide. And how you come up with your pricing guide, I'm gonna go switch. I'm gonna switch. Like don't tell me what chain, but tell me what type of food they're serving. One that you might have had in mind.
Let's say Olive Garden.
Okay. Oh, good. All right. So Olive Garden. Olive Garden has they got Hoshi's. Yeah. Olive Garden has Hoshizaki ice machines in the back. They got 2,500 pound ice machines. They have Pitco fryers, and that could vary. That can change. They got a lot of steamers. They got sometimes they have Taylor clamshell grills and griddles. Um, so what you they have a lot of problem with warmers. The warmers burn out, right? All the time, the knobs and stuff like that. So what I do with them is I have my little pamphlet, not a pamphlet, but I have a booklet that I give them, and I give them all that good stuff, right? With each one of the brands that they have, not Middleby Marshall, Marshall Air, right? So they have a Marshall Air. That's the warmer that the food is sitting in the kitchen. So after they have the meals prepped, after they have the meals come off the line and they're already cooked, all right, they're going to be sitting under a warmer, and this is what that warmer looks like. And when that warmer breaks, it causes havoc. You wouldn't think so, but now you're having food that's coming out that's not hot. And what happens when you have food that comes out that's not hot? You're going to have a table of 3 or 4 people, and one plate goes back. Now that's wasted food and everything else. So they always want to get that kind of stuff. As you know, an electrician, when you have all that amperage being pulled on those heaters, you have the ends burn. And so that is a very big thing where you have oh man, I need to see if I can pull up a picture of the connections, right? So first things first, you're going to want to, unplug the heater, and then you're going to want to, open up the casing and then fix that. Sometimes you do have the elements that go bad. They burn out. They get bad spots in them. And then I've seen, you're new to it, but I've shown where I've gone to like Golden Chick and stuff like that, and they have like Marshall Air heaters, and then those will burn out.
So is it a burnout at the connection point of the element, or is it a
Yeah,
burnout? Okay, okay.
yeah.
Then that makes a
90,
lot of sense.
Yes, 90% because that's the weak point.
Yep.
That's the connection point. 90% of the time, that's where you're going to have your burnout. And so it's just a matter of how much of that connection is still left. You're going to have plenty. I've had to go through and then put in new wire, new cords, right? And so you as being an electrician, you know that, yes, if it is the wall and everything behind the wall, that is an electrician. But everything on the outside, it's just an appliance. So electrician or not, you're able to put a new cord on there and then put a new plug. So you often have to do new cords and plugs because it's pulling that constant power. It's cooking that cord. And how many times do they not have the right amperage at the damn circuit breaker? You know, the breaker is wrong, or it just
they double up with a single pole 30. They put two of them together. Yeah.
And it just cooks everything. It just cooks everything. So short of replacing the outlet, yes, we replace the cords and everything else like that. You know, and then that's the dividing line. So the electricians, they'd be like, no, we're doing the outlet. We're not doing the cord on that thing. So because you often have to go, you're not going to do a hack job. You're not going to cut the end of the cord and just go ahead. No, you're going to go all the way into the box and you're going to go ahead and wire it up at the block. Inside the box, you're gonna go ahead and give it a whole new cord. So you have all that kind of stuff. So you're gonna want to give them that stuff. Say, hey, look, we work on your warmers, the variable control that you have for that. We redo wires and cords and all that stuff. And the managers usually end up doing backflips. Now, I'm gonna let you guys in on a little bit of a secret. It's not supposed to be done, but they have this kickback that is done. So the larger companies, the larger service companies, they will give the managers a kickback on the repair. Why? Why would they do that? Because the manager's bonus is hurt by the expenditures. The manager's bonus gets negatively affected by having the service call run. And I'm actually running into that my damn self right now. I'm running into that to myself. I'm getting chains I've had because things are lean, you know. The number of seats are dwindling, you know what I'm saying? They're not seating as many people as they usually do. Their tickets are not as high, but they don't want their bonus affected. So it's like, those guys, they give them a kickback. So if you're doing a $2,000 job, they'll give them a little kickback on that. And so you might get a little pushback from there. Your opening is when those companies that they've been relying on can't deliver. Everybody has a problem on manpower. When you got a guy that's out that's sick, you can't get to as many calls as you used to. You had somebody that, you know, sorry to say, but people get into accidents. These things happen. You can't deliver your same workflow like you were before, because now, even if it was just a 3-man crew, now you're down to 2. That hurts. People get DUIs. People get locked up for domestic. You know, they have a problem with the old lady. They get locked up for domestic. These things happen. So, and that's part of the reason why I don't have employees, because it's just pain. It's a pain. But
to maintain employees, bro.
Like appliance boss know, hey man, when you had them people, when you had them employees, that money is good. When you got employees, that money is good, but it's also like taking on family members and everything that goes along with that. So if they got a problem at home, you got a problem.
Taking on employees, reliable people.
Yeah.
Until you get to a position where you hire someone.
Yeah.
You don't quite understand how difficult maintaining an employee is. It hurts. It hurts.
It hurts. It hurts, man. You get that call. Hey, man, I'm locked up, man. Me and the old lady got into it. And it's like, oh, come get me out of here, man. It's like, I need this guy, man. I need him for this job tomorrow. So these things happen. That's life. That's life, man. And that's why some people don't, man, how come you don't have like 15, 20 guys? Hey, man, life is short, man. You gotta balance. Do you want more money or do you want to sleep easier at night? So it's a lot to it, and I don't really get into that because I don't want to cast a negative light on too many things. So when people say I'm leaving out a lot of stuff, I'm leaving out a ton of stuff. Like somebody said earlier in the chat, which made me come on here, not in the chat, but in the comment section, it's like, hey, look, man, you don't need a lot of equipment. You don't need a big fancy van or truck. Man, it don't matter if you pull up in a scooter, it don't matter if you pull up on a skateboard. All they care about is if you show up when you say you're going to show up and if you actually attack the problem. And sometimes what you guys have to realize, they have budgets cost too much, or they're doing a dollar cost average. They say, hey man, we've had this thing for 10 years, 5 years, or whatever. We're just going to go buy a new one. But they will still pay you. They will still compensate you for that. They will still compensate you for the service call, your trip charge, and your diagnostic. So if you've taken 2 hours to diagnose a unit or whatever, and then you take some more time to look up the part, they're going to pay you for that. That's not a big deal. For these organizations, staying in business, staying in proper function is what's most important over cost, right? They don't want a piece of equipment always breaking down. So if it's going to cost you $2,000 to get that machine right, it's $2,000. But that's the difference between, the large ones and the mom and pops. Right. And so Middleby, not Middle, I want to say Middleby Marshall. Like Marshall, that's in their warmer that they have in, and I'm trying to find the same one. Marshall is like one of the top brands. They're in Five Guys. This is the same one that's in the back of the house at Dairy Queen that does the burgers, all that good stuff. You're gonna wanna know for what you were talking about, that account you're talking about, you're going to want to know about like Pitco. Now Pitco, they're going to have some different models. Pitco and Pitco, Frymaster. I don't think I've ever seen an Imperial over at Red Lobster, but you're going to have ones like this. And it's not going to be, chances are it's not going to be this. It's going to be, I've seen little units like this and like that. So you're talking about, oh, you can't see it. 1 second. So you're talking about units that are like $12,000 for a fryer. That's a pressure cooker. That's a pressure fryer. But they have smaller ones. They have regular ones. They have this. These are the pasta rinse station. At that location, they have things like this because they re-thermalize the pasta and the shrimp. That stuff comes in frozen, and they come in these huge bags, frozen, and they have to sit them in these containers, and they bring them up the temperature so that the shrimp is still crisp and not mushy. That's how they do it. That is how they do it. So these pieces of equipment vary. So you're looking anywhere from $2,000 on up. Let me show you what the Frymaster. So, but when you get a chance, and it's not an emergency or anything like that, but you got to go over the older videos. You got to go over the, matter of fact, I'll go ahead and show you guys the training. Frymaster is, you don't have to go to them. They're going to come to you. And I'll put this in the link. But yeah, Appliance Boss. Yeah, I trust me, brother. I got stories. And man, the stuff my father's been through too. Man, you get your DUIs, you get your guys that just can't stop drinking, and you got to keep them, because if you lose them, you're losing a valuable employee that you invested all this money into. So now you end up having to do shop work. You got to have them at the shop, or you got to have another person drive them to the location to have them do it, because it is what it is. Let me see what Marcus got to say. Marquise, I'm sorry, man. I don't know why I called you Marcus. I don't know where Marquise is at. Ah, I know I got this. I got a childhood friend that's on. Oh, he says, hey, got a childhood friend that's on, friend of the family too. And he's over there in Vegas. I've actually got to get out. I got to get out to him and hang out with that brother. See, so like this is some Frymaster stuff. This is arguably number one or number two as far as fryers. So Vegas, where Marquise is at, you got Vegas. They're gonna have their stuff. Oh, that passed already. That passed already. They're gonna come back around. So starting in January, this is gonna be the start for the training season. That's why you guys are gonna you're gonna have so many videos. You guys are going to be sick of me. You guys are gonna be sick of me. That's what you don't understand. Training starts January. All right, that is when the training season hits. Right about now, people are buying Christmas presents. Guys are taking mandatory vacation. If you don't use it, you lose it. So these guys are taking vacation, using their sick days, and they got family over. So nobody wants to do training classes and have one or two people show up. So Chicago, which is Addison, Chicago, Parstown, which Parstown just called me. Girl from Parstown called me yesterday. So theirs is coming up January 16th to 17th. Now, these are for experienced people. These are for experienced people. Hang with me. I'm going to show you where you get your training so you can attend these. Colorado, January 30th, Pittsburgh. All right, February, Knoxville, Tennessee in March. Now, these classes are for experience. And as you can see right here on the screen, this is for the McDonald's. McDonald's Love Fryer. And it's a lot more than McDonald's, but they specifically cover what to do in every possible scenario when you have a problem at McDonald's with one of their fryers. So that's just, it is what it is, right? That's how these training classes work. Let me go on and flip you to I'm going to go back. I want to show you, this is free. This is completely free. I'm going to put the link in the chat. All right. So some of you have seen this before. Some of you haven't, but I'm putting the link in the chat. There you go. So you don't have to come out. So here's the link in the chat so you guys can follow along with me like before. Here's where you can go in and you can get the free training. They have the YouTube classes where they actually had they used to give us these seminars during COVID. They would give us these 2-hour-long seminars where we go over and guys would ask questions about what they find in the field. So let me go over some of these. Let's see what we could do here. Yeah. All right, good. Oh, they added a new one. See, this is just for McDonald's. This is completely free. Completely free. Let me show you the tab so you guys can follow along with me. So this is the McDonald's touchscreen fryer. You will see this in your locations as the old piece of equipment get a little long in the tooth. They start teaching these. They start shipping out these because it's just more. They save more oil. You're not going to burn as much oil. They're not going to, it filters more effectively. So they explain everything, all the terminology, because trust me, this jargon is just like medical jargon. They only use these acronyms. They're not going to go and turn around and give you a breakdown of the word. They're going to be like, yeah, the OIB, and they're doing this and it's doing that. And if you don't know what the hell OIB is, you're screwed. So you do have to learn these things. That's why they make you go through these classes, these online training classes. They're going to tell you what everything is. Everything is, right? The VIB. So that's all they're going to do is use these acronyms. That's all they're going to do. Now, when you learn this stuff, this applies to other stuff. This applies to Imperial. This applies to Pitco. This applies to a lot of other things. It's not universal, but you can transfer this knowledge over to working with the other ones. The other ones have their own training classes because these units aren't really made exactly the same. And the reason why they're not made the same is because the engineering thought behind it is that the other guys are stupid. All right. The other guys are just, that's why cars are engineered slightly different, because they said, yeah, we know how they did that, but I think you could do this better. I think you do this more efficiently, or I think you could do this simpler. And so that's what these other manufacturers set out to do, is they made them completely different. Like you see here, the spark module is all in a completely different place than what you would find in a Pitco. Pitco, crazy enough, it's on the left side, but it's on the lower left side. You got your blower wheel here in the middle, but you're not going to have a blower wheel on a Pitco in the middle. It's not there. So you have all different type of things, but they're going to give you all the training that you need. Once again, here's the part numbers. This is what your meter is looking for, right? So they tell you how you can test out these components and know if you have a good spark module box or a bad one, right? So they're telling you right here, this is a good range. This is what your microamp output should be. This is the good range. And they reinforce this. It's not so dry as this. They actually have animated sections of this, but you do have a lot of, so you have your transformers in there because it goes down to 24 volts. You have other fryers that aren't even hooked up to electricity at all. So all about the fry pots and the boards, where the sensors are located, OIB, oil return, right? So here's the oil return. Yeah, oil is back. OIB, oil is back. Temp probe, but they're gonna say OIB, and you're expected to know what the hell OIB is. You're expected to know that. They're not gonna stop and explain to you. They're showing you where your serial numbers are, all that kind of good stuff. All that stuff. And this is for McDonald's. This is completely free, but you have to have the training. The information I'm giving you, you could walk into any McDonald's anywhere USA and you would be able to do work for them. Because chances are there's something that's in need of service, whether it's the ice machine or the fryer or the combi oven. And the thing of it is they never tell you what the hell else is wrong until you fix something. Once you fix one thing, then the floodgates are open. The floodgates are open and they go, oh, hey, by the way, we got flame coming out of here. We got this. Oh, by the way, the pump doesn't work. It doesn't return the oil and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, damn, why didn't you tell me that earlier? So yeah, it is just it's just one of those things. But this is just McDonald's. It tells you how, and like I said, this fryer, let me show you. I'm going to get out of this real quick and I'm going to show you this fryer. Now, people that are familiar with me know that, yeah, I primarily work on Frymaster fryers. And, all right, let's see here. I primarily work on Frymaster. I primarily work on True Refrigeration. So you see the small ones that's in the large restaurants. Oh, okay, you guys can't see that just yet. 1 second. Contractor, I got you quiet too. See, you doing like the rest of them. $23,000 for some of these fryers. So
you're giving a class right now, brother. I gotta shut up, shut my mouth, look and listen. Got to.
But as you see, hey man, how much did your first car cost when you were 16? You know what I'm saying? This fryer is $23,000. So they will pay you to go ahead and clear. And you guys have watched me do live on Instagram, clean out different parts of the fryer so that it's recirculating the oil. They have different trigger alerts that come up, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just that there's food in it, but the employees don't know that. You know that, and you're going to learn that by taking these training classes. Once you finish with these training classes, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna show you. Once you finish with these training classes, they're gonna give you a little certificate. You can take these certificates and you can show them. Oh, this is a good one. This fuse right here is encapsulated fuse. Sometimes that fuse goes out, and then that's why it won't. For the oil is back sensor. The fryer won't start until it knows it has oil in it. There's so many BTUs. It's so much heat. It will damage the fry pot. And that's the stainless steel vat that's holding the oil. So to prevent that from happening, they have a number of safety features that prevents the machine from coming on. So any number of things will stop these machines from coming on. Any number of things. If they don't have a valve turned off or anything, that the machine will not work. And like I said, this is Frymaster. You're going to find these at all these different places. Typically not KFC and Popeyes, because they're going to be Ultra Fryer and Pitco and all that kind of stuff. Because some things you'll learn is different fryers have different characteristics when they cook the food. That's why McDonald's uses these almost exclusively. Burger King uses these almost exclusively, because these will not give you oil laden food. It's going to give you that crisp food. That's why your McDonald's fries are crisp. But other fryers are a little heavy with the oil, which is why you find them in places like churches and Popeyes and in chicken places will use a different fryer, because you don't have as much burning, because they're using batter. Now, so these are just different things that come with the territory, but I just want to show you real quick the different costs. And the reason why I show you guys the costs on these different things is because it brings it on home, right? What you can expect to receive. Do not be afraid of charging them what you charge them, because the fryer is $31,000. You know what I'm saying? The fryer is $31,816 for just the bank of 3. And your typical McDonald's, typical Wendy's, your typical Burger King is going to have a bank of 4. They're not going to have a bank of 3. They're going to have a bank of 4. And your typical fried chicken place is going to have a bank of like 5. You know, typically it's going to be about 5. Your Five Guys is going to have two banks of 2 Pitco Solstice Solstice fryers. But yeah, these are not cheap. These are not cheap. So no matter what you charge, and like I said, I'm not going over the prices, but no matter what you charge, see, here's a single, $7,343. So it is advantageous for you to learn how to fix it, right? So I know what you guys are telling me, what you're getting from the customers and all of that, but you can get more. I don't want to tell you how much more, but it is more. If you want to communicate with these locations, by all means do that. It is perfectly fine for you to say, hey, look, man, can you show me some of the invoices that you've been getting from these other companies? Is it okay if I take a look? I would like to beat their prices. And your eyes were going to pop out of your freaking head when you see what they're getting charged. Your eyes will, you know, your tongue is going to be on the floor. They're not even going to need to clean the floor that night, because you're going to do it with your tongue. Yeah, that's guaranteed. Like I tell people all the time, I don't have the math skills. I don't have the math skills it takes to come up with these damn numbers that my competitors have. See, so this one is 8,000. So the prices are all over the place. And so contract, as you see, 24 volt, 3-phase. And so the problem you're going to have too is that you might lose a leg. Oh man, the fryer ain't working. Oh man, what the hell's going on? And if you don't know to check and see if you've lost a leg, you got problems. You know, so that's where being trained as an electrician comes into play. So, and what if you drop your voltage, right? So you only got 180 volts. You're like, what the hell? The fryer's not getting as hot. Well, do you have 208? Even though this says 240. Say, hey man, so see, you're supposed to have it. You're supposed to, they specifically, because this is another thing you're gonna run into, especially with new installs. Did they order a 208 or did they order a 240? Then did they have some work done at the box and did somebody change something? Oh man, this thing been working just fine. Hey, did you have some work done? Well, yeah, a guy came the other day and have you had problem ever since then? Yeah. So now you go into the box, you're checking how much voltage do I have? Then you're checking the data plate. Is this a 208 or is this a 240 unit? What the hell is it? Is it a single phase? See? Is it a single phase or is it three phase? Three phase power is much better. You got a lot less wear and tear, right? If it's three phase, but it's more money. So people that don't know better, they go, well, what the hell's the difference? The operator, they don't know the difference between a single phase and a three phase. And I might be getting a little too far in depth for you guys. I'm gonna bring it back. A little bit, but there are differences. What you need to know is there are differences, and you're gonna need to check for those things, right? So all of this is important. So that is all. If you're gonna have a three phase and it's gonna be 17 kilowatts, your heating elements are for 17 kilowatts. It's going to be a lot different than, let's just say, a 208 single phase. Oh, it's still 17 kilowatts, but it's a single phase. So if it's not phased properly, now you're going to have problems. You're going to have problems with your heating elements. Why the hell are my heating elements cooking? Why am I cooking my heating elements? Because your electrical is all jacked up, and it could be jacked up inside the unit. So there's so many different things you're going to need to check. But the most important thing is talk to these people. Talk to the operators. Give them your information. You got to give them your information. You got to talk with them. Don't go during the busy time. And my number one rule is buy something. Because if you buy something, you're no longer a solicitor. It's illegal to solicit. If you buy something, now you're having an exchange because you're now a customer. There's no dollar amount on that purchase either. So you could buy a drink. Now you keep that receipt. You keep that. Oh man, somebody came to my restaurant and was trying to sell us something. No. On my receipt here, it says I talked to Judy at 12. Well, I ain't gonna say 12 because that's lunchtime. At 3:15 on Friday, I talked to Judy. I purchased some fries. Now legally, you can exchange whatever information you want to with them. You could pitch them whatever, because now you're a customer. You are a customer. Can't just don't go into these places and say, oh, hey, throwing out business cards like Chinese stars. I haven't given out a business card in over a decade. Business cards get thrown away, first of all. You want to give them something a little more substantial. Like I said, I always give these people, since I got a contract on here, I got to show up and show out. I always give these people like a pamphlet, not a pamphlet. What the hell am I talking about? Let me make this. I always give these people something like this. Like, see, here's the Olive Garden. Here's my damn it. Here's my Darden paperwork. So here's my Darden paperwork, and on my Darden paperwork, there we go. On my Darden paperwork, I got my information, my VRID number, which is my Darden servicer number. It's gonna be hard to see because I got a green screen behind me. And then at the bottom, I got my vendor number. I got my vendor number, so they can very easily go in there and find me in the system. Whether it's still, they will deactivate your damn account. If you don't do work for them in a year, they'll deactivate your damn account. But they can reactivate it. It's not a big deal. They'll reactivate, but you'll still be in the system. They'll look you up and they'll say, "Oh, he's not active." But if it's not active for not doing business, that's a good thing. If it's not active because of negative reasons, then that's the bad thing because you were they didn't like the way you were charging them, or you were rude to the to the employees. That's a problem. So anyway, a lot of this stuff isn't going to show up right because I got the green screen on. But here's my Frymaster. Once this is your golden ticket. This is your Willy Wonka golden ticket. When you go in there and you hand them all your stuff, right? You hand them all your stuff that pertains to them. They don't want a lot of garbage. Don't give them stuff that ain't pertaining to them. It's okay to go into that facility, right? Once you purchase something, get a drink or something like that. Once you purchase something, especially if it's like an Olive Garden or something like that, you're gonna have to go to the bar. You're gonna have to go get a drink, not an alcoholic beverage, but you're gonna have to go get a non-alcoholic beverage. All right. Oh, could you put this in the to-go cup? Now you got that. You made your purchase, right? You say, oh yeah, I got my drink. Now you go and say, hey, look, is it okay if I take a look at your equipment so I see what you got? This helps me better let you know what I can do for you. They say, oh yeah, sure, come on. And they're gonna be with you. They're gonna walk through and they go, oh yeah, this is our Hoshizakis. And yeah, every now and then the Hoshizaki go out and they give the beep. And you think you can help us out with that? Because the last company, every time they come here, it's a big bill, and or they take 3-4 days to get here. We gotta pay $2,000 for ice delivery and blah blah blah. They're gonna tell you. They're gonna tell you everything. They're gonna air everything out because it's in their best interest to have the equipment working, not working. Not working is bad for them. They need it working. They need every single thing they have is important. It's not like they got extras. They don't have room for extras. They really do not have room for extras. Everything is important. Let me go back to this real quick. Let me jump back on there. All right. So look at that. Y'all ain't got no questions. So what the hell? Since we're into this, I am going to do this. I am going to go here. But anyway, I gave you guys the link to I'll show you this. Gave you guys the link to the Frymaster situation. Oh, here's all the error codes. Oh hell, you guys can see. I'm gonna make sure you guys are where I am. Yeah, so here's all. I mean, they give you tons and tons of error codes. If you want to look up, customer call you up, McDonald's call you up all frantic. Oh man, we got E62. Oh,
Error 62 means the vat is not heating properly. Acknowledge with the power button. Press the temperature button to check that temperature.
Air use.
On gas fryers, ensure gas valve is on, gas shutoff is on, gas is properly connected, ensure all blowers are clean and operating. On electric fryers, ensure voltage is right at the receptacle. Ensure power cord is fully seated.
Yeah, because that's usually the case. That damn cord comes out.
Error 62 means the vat is not heating properly.
The reason why I get a little
E63 doesn't display, but the error is recorded in the log. It means a rate of rise error occurred during a recovery test. This can be caused by improperly packing solid shortening into the fry pot. Ensure shortening is packed solidly into the fry pot, including the narrow lower region. The shortening must reach the lower of the two etched lines in the fry pot. Ensure the vat is full of oil and the level is not low at operating temperature.
Olive Garden. That's what we've been talking
about. On electric fryers, ensure the plug is fully seated.
That's what you got.
Ensure the temperature probe is not touching the elements.
You got to know what your prey is. You got to study your prey. You have to know what equipment they're using, right? So it makes no sense to study up on ultra fryers if your end game is to get with Darden, because they don't use ultra fryer. Not one of their places uses ultra fryer. Let me tell you what is Darden Group real quick, because everybody got Darden Group by them. Now, if I can find the damn thing. But that's what I'm saying. That's why I end up doing these damn rants, because you really got to do a little more investigation into what you want to do. There's no way you guys should be asking me some of these questions without. You have to go through these videos. once you go through these videos, I'm going to be getting completely different questions from you all, which is why I know you haven't gone through these damn videos. You cannot step up into a damn Olive Garden. You can't step up into a damn Olive Garden and think you're going to learn on the damn job. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to your business. That's not going to happen, right? So, Darden. Oh, what the hell? We'll do this. So, Darden. We'll go to Darden. Darden Restaurants. Let me show you that. You have to learn what Darden is. All right. So, Darden, Olive Garden, Texas Longhorn, Season 52, Cheddar's, and it's way more than that. It's way more than that. Yeah, they sold off Red Lobster. Here we go. We're gonna go to Darden Restaurant. So, yeah, you got Capital Grill. Capital Grill is Darden, right? So once you're in with one, you're in with all of them. Olive Garden, Longhorn, Cheddar's, Bahama Breeze, Season 52, Capital Grill, Yard House, Eddie V's. All right, and it should be more than that. I think it's more than that. So you must learn the equipment to get the customer and then think you're going to learn. There is no applying. There is no applying. There is no applying. That's what I've been telling you. You have to go to the restaurant that is closest to you. You must go and buy something. You must go to the restaurant closest to you. You must buy something. Once you buy something, you are no longer a solicitor. Buy a non-alcoholic beverage or buy something to go, right? You could buy something to go and tell them you'll pick it up on the way out, right? So you make sure when you meet with the manager, you say, hey, look, I just made an order. Just made an order, but just so you know, I do this kind of work. I work on your warmers in the back. I work on your deep fryers. I work on the ice machines. Or you just pick one. You just pick one or two. Doesn't matter. Whatever level you're at, right? So whatever the level you're at, you tell them, hey, look, I just made that order. I'm gonna take I'm taking my stuff to go. But if you have time, could you please walk me through the place and I can have a better idea of what I need to pitch to you, or what prices I can give to you, so we could do some work together. Each location is responsible for bringing you in. They have a central system, yes, but it is up to the management on who they use. They don't want to be bogged down in Florida because they're in Florida. Damn, I don't have it. It's not Miami. They're like, maybe they're like Fort Lauderdale or something like that. But anyway, they're in South Miami, South Florida, and corporate office is not that big, and they don't want to be bogged down with one individual store. They got hundreds. They don't want to be bogged down with one store and they're one warmer. That's up to that manager. So you have to go talk to that manager. And then you're going to give them your information. They will get you set up in the system. Only they can get you set up in the system. Corporate can't get you set up alone. You need a local manager to go into the system, put you in there, and then you could put in your paperwork. That's how I got my numbers. That's how I got my numbers. And it's two different numbers. It's the VRID and the vendor number. Let me see I haven't been on this system in so long. And so this information applies to Darden, it applies to Burger King, Olive Garden, Burger King, McDonald's, Zaxby's, Ziggy's Coffee, PJ's, Starbucks. It applies to everybody. Everybody. The information, you want something that isn't there. This doesn't conform to what you want. It is what it is. You have to get with the program. And the program is you go to each individual location and you communicate with that individual location. If you do right by that location, they do pass your information on from location to location. Fun thing is, with me and my information, I can have an employee work for me in Florida, in Chicago. I can have my sister or my father, who are also in this business. They can use my information, go to Capitol Grill, because there's a Capitol Grill by them. They can go to Capitol Grill. I think Capitol Grill is like maybe 10, 15 minutes from my father's house. And he can go over there and say, hey, my vendor numbers, is 23, whatever. And I'd like to do work for you. And they say, okay, cool. Well, when something comes up, you'll be on the list of one of the people we can call. And that was available because I got it set up in Texas. But it's good nationwide. It's good in California. It's good in Florida. It's good in New York. It's good in New Jersey. Right. And there it is. And there it is, brother. And there it is. But this is how this business goes. If you think you're going to go with these other outfits, right, where they're going to do the work for you, and they're typically garbage. You're not going to get any real money out of them because they're feeding off of you. They're feeding off of you. They're feeding off the electricians. They're feeding off of the plumbers. They're feeding off of the carpenters. They're feeding off the window guy. How those other companies work. Yeah, you really don't want to work in Starbucks, but I'll tell you about Starbucks. So how that works is these other people have the contract with a restaurant chain. That restaurant chain doesn't want to look for a service contractor here, there, everywhere, in Sheboygan, in Hackensack, in Fort Lauderdale. They don't want to do that. They want to call 1-800 number. Say, hey, Carol, it's me, store number 325. We got a broken window. All right, we need this fixed right away. Click. That's what they do. Carol is on the computer and she's going to call a window guy in that area and say, hey, look, we got a job. We're going to go ahead and pay you for it. He's like, all right, cool. He's going to run out there. So they will never be your customer. This is not like residential. They will never be your customer because they're dealing with that one organization. Everything is there. That one organization that's dispatching all the calls, they have access to the money. They're drawing out the money. So the window guy charges $1,000 for a new window. It's a small window. $1,000 for the window. That company is tacking on like another $500 onto it, and then they're giving them the bill. All right. So that's what's going to happen with you. You're going to go out. You're going to work on the griddle, and you're going to charge them $1,500 for the griddle. They're going to turn around and bill that restaurant $2,000 for the griddle. Right. But you don't give the invoice to that restaurant. You give the invoice to that dispatch company. And those dispatch companies go out of business all the time, because they will drop one dispatch company for another one over 50 cents. It really boils down to the money. And then once that dispatch company loses that one customer, they're vaporized. They're gone. They do not exist anymore. They're gone. So, all right, let me tell you a little bit of something about Starbucks, right? Because I take it you've seen me in Starbucks, right? And Starbucks does not do everything in-house. You've never seen a Starbucks service van. You've never seen one. And I know you've never seen one because I just got through explaining to you. Icy does the refrigeration ice machines. Right? Oh, see? Yeah, Icy does the ice machines some of the refrigeration, and Bun does their coffee, does their hot side stuff. Right? Now, you have different divisions of Starbucks. You have Starbucks in the airport. You have the kiosk and all that. That isn't handled by Icy. That isn't handled by Bun. Some of those places, they have to get their own people. You have the Starbucks that's in the lobby of the office building. That isn't handled by Icy. That isn't handled by Bun. There's levels to this. There's levels to this. First and foremost, you got all right. Now, All World, what is your, just put in the chat real quick, like what's your experience with on the commercial side? Ice machines. If it's ice machines, put down ice machines. If it's refrigeration, put down refrigeration. If it's hot side, put down the hot side. Let me know so I can address these different things. And Starbucks, let me tell you a little fun fact about Starbucks. Starbucks buys their equipment directly from the manufacturer. They don't go through a distributor. You know what that means? Can't post comments to some destination online. You know what that means, right? So that means that they're buying this stuff practically at below cost. So let's just say it's Ice-O-Matic, and the ice machine is a $2,000 ice machine. If you or I were to buy it and then sell it to the customer for $3,000, Starbucks is getting that damn ice machine for around $1,000, $1,200. Ah, good. All right. So, All World. So, Starbucks is a horrible customer for you, right? Because their employees, like you said, in-house, the actual baristas try to clean the ice machine, which they do a terrible job. So, you still got to fix it. Sensors, because now they're using all Ice-O-Matics, the Elevation series. And now, Lil Birdie told me that they're switching to nuggets, which is giving me an ulcer because they don't even know how to clean the cuber, much less switch to nugget. And on the electric hot side, you're going to have the two. They've switched from Turbo Chef and they've gone to Mary Chef. Here's the thing. You don't make any real money out of Starbucks. When it comes to a certain dollar amount, they just go ahead and buy new. They go ahead and buy new. True will send them a new refrigerator. Delfield will send them a new refrigerator. If you got to do a condenser, a compressor, you know, they're like, hold on. Nope. Oh, we got refrigeration work? You ain't got to change the thermostat? We'll pay for a thermostat. We'll do door gaskets. Thermostat, door gaskets, door hinge. Yeah, sure. We'll pay for that. We need a compressor. You gonna charge me how much? Nah, I have a new one tomorrow. And that's what they do. They'll have a new Delfield, get that sucker out there quick. And as soon as they're off the phone, that sucker's on a truck going down the highway. Driving down Highway 95 in that big old truck. Guaranteed. They're not trying to fix anything. Starbucks isn't trying to fix anything. That's the whole problem with Starbucks. They're not trying to fix anything. Pain in the ass. Only time they really try to fix something is that you're trying to sell that from one location to another operator or whatever. Because you have corporate-owned Starbucks and you have these other vendor-owned Starbucks. They got about 2 or 3 divisions of Starbucks, 2 or 3 levels of Starbucks. Right, so you got your standalone; those are corporate, and then you have all the other ones, and those are not corporate. You and I can buy those. So Starbucks is a bad customer. You can get a Starbucks, go to any damn office building. Yeah, they cheap because the money comes off of the operator. The money comes off of, you're not going to work like we said before. You're not going to work in a corporate store because Icy is their number one technician for the ice machine and for the refrigeration, and Bun is for all the hot side stuff. All right. So yeah, Starbucks is it's really a glory. It's one of those things that you know, I go to training classes or I go to Starbucks is one of my customers, but I make more money off of everybody else than I do off of Starbucks. You know, Starbucks is just a vanity. It's a vanity customer. You know, you have them just to say you have them, just to say that I'm big time. I got Starbucks. Well, yeah, but they don't mean that. That mean a damn thing. So, yeah, they'll switch out that damn ice machine for little to no reason. Pain in the ass. All right, so let's see here. What was I gonna show you guys? Yeah. All right, so like I said, for each one of these locations, you're gonna have to go to a particular location, and you're going to have to establish yourself with that location. All right, you got to establish yourself. So I don't care if it's a McDonald's. Yes, they have McDonald's that are owned by like 15, 20, 30, one company might own 30 different McDonald's, 40 McDonald's. I've done these things where these videos where one owner goes out and 30, 40 McDonald's go bankrupt and have to close. Especially if you want to get at McDonald's, primarily, I do, people from Australia watch my videos, people from the UK. But here in America, yeah, I mean, you can go to, if you're trying to break into servicing McDonald's, yeah, go to any impoverished neighborhood and give the manager your information, and they'll jump on you. They'll jump on you. They will kiss your hand like you the Pope, and you're in the Vatican. They'll kiss the ring because they're not getting serviced by the big time guys. The big guys don't want to come to that area. And the big guys, when they do come to that area, they're going to hit them upside the head with a huge bill. So that's kind of the reason why you see things broken down in certain Starbucks. I mean, not Starbucks, McDonald's, is because they don't want to pay the vendor. They don't have a good relationship. So anytime you see anything broken, that is your opportunity. You see an ice machine with calcium straight streaming down the side, jump on that. That is for you. that is your way in. That's an opportunity. The minute you open that sucker up, it's gonna be a horror show. It's gonna be a bloody murder. So they are being neglected. But you got to be proficient, which is why we are here. You got to go through the class. You got to know what's wrong with these units before you can even attempt, because I know that you guys have been told. I know you guys have been told that it's easy, right? Yeah, it's easy. Anybody can do it. Yeah. It's easy until it isn't, right? It's easy until you run up against something that knock you on your ass, and then you're like, oh, what the hell did I get into? The more you know, the easier it'll be, right? The more you know, the easier it'll be. All right, so I've been on here for quite a little while. I don't think I had anybody. I don't know. I didn't even get a chance to check my Instagram. I'll probably check these numbers later. But if you guys prefer, and I know you guys, because trust me, you guys all hit me up at the same damn time on these comments things. So I know you guys are in these group chats and had these questions, and you ask them. No, you ask them. I know what the hell's going on, because y'all hit me up. 3-4 people hit me up at one damn time. 2 weeks will go by, I won't get no message, but in 10 minutes, I'll get 3 messages from 3 different people. If you want, I'm on the Facebook thing now. I hate Facebook, but I'm on Facebook. Instagram, YouTube, I got my Twitter. I started the Twitter thing. So if you guys are on Twitter, if that's what you like, that's there. You guys can always leave a comment or whatever and say, hey man, what's the Twitter link or whatever these things are, and I'll put those up. I'm only can stream to 3 places, so I chose Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram today, but I can always change it. I can always make it Patreon or some of these other things. Now, any other questions I can address for you all before we shut this thing down? Because this rant and rave and session went a little longer than what I wanted it to. I just want to come on and be like, damn it, and hop up off this joint. That was the whole thing.
Bro, I will be calling you immediately after this. Believe that, family.
Yeah, but
you have the experience.
Right, but I'm trying to get it to the people. Now, and I'll give you some more information, man. I got a lot of people. I have a lot of people that contact me from Florida, and I know Florida's tough. I used to live in Florida. I used to live in West Palm Beach. I know Florida's tough. I know that market is tough. I'm at 490. Oh, thanks, Appliance Boss. Appreciate that. So here's the thing. I know Florida's tough. I know Virginia's tough. I know you guys in DC, the DMV area. I know it's tough, but that's why I keep telling you guys, you got the gas stations, you got the hotels, you got the different grocery stores and stuff like that. It's the same thing. The Facebook is that it's the new to commercial, or at Facebook, you just look up my name. I'm trying to find this freaking link thing on Facebook. But you could find me if you just do Mike Reed and like commercial repair or new to commercial Mike Reed. You should be able to find me. But if you can't, let me know. It's live streaming right now on Facebook. At least it was. Yeah, it should be on. It should still be on. But yeah, I just, you guys are over. That's one of the things that have made me want to come on, because you guys keep overlooking. You guys keep overlooking the because I know you guys, and it's nice that you guys are looking at Darden Group. It's nice that you guys are looking at Starbucks and all that. But you want to get your beak wet, man. You want to get started. You need to go ahead and hit up some of these other places. There's gas stations everywhere. Everybody not driving electric cars yet. There's gas stations. Oh, okay. You would be in Florida too. This brother. I swear. To be honest with you, most of my viewers are like LA, but yeah, Florida is not far behind. And even though I'm from Chicago's like number 6 as far as viewership. Dude, well, all right, my apps. That's what I'm telling you guys. Everybody's calling me from the DMV. Everybody's calling me from Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, Miami, Hollandale, Hialeah. Look, I know it's rough there, but you guys have to focus on these other places. Look, I'm going to tell you for a fact, in this industry, nobody wants to deal with hotels. For a fact, they are neglected. Nobody wants to deal with the gas stations. For a fact, they are neglected. You have all these different opportunities with these different places. Like I said, you can go to the dollar store, the Dollar General. If you guys go back, look through the older videos. I got it titled just with the Nordon, and I gave you guys the girls from and I'll redo the videos. I gave you guys the girls that are handling the Dollar General. Excuse me, Dollar General. And I did the post. I did a post on that.
Hey Mike.
Well, contractor, I was explaining it to the viewers that, and I say, hey, look, they were a little apprehensive. They say, man, I don't want to go over there and it's gonna need compressor work and all that. I went over there and the freezer was down at Dollar General, and they begged me to go over there because it was only 10 minutes from my house, but it was, for everybody else, it was out in the middle of nowhere. And I went over there and I live streamed. I walked into the joint. I turned on the camera and I walked in. Made the right turn, walked on over to the freezer. It was a Bluebell or Haagen-Dazs or whatever the freezer was. It was overheating and shutting off. All I had to do was clean the coils where the compressor was. That's all. It was cutting off high heat.
That's what I did today, bro. That's what I did today.
See?
Y'all got to understand, like my first 2 clients were, when I first got into appliance repair, were for one was they both were hotels. One was an ice machine, and the other one was for a washer, like a big ass, the big ass industrial washer for the blankets. You have to be bold enough to just walk up and be like, "This is what I do."
Right. Well, see, you're new, but I do a whole thing on that. I do training. I tell people about the training classes for Dexter Laundry, Speed Queen, and all those different ones. I tell them that they have a mix, like the hotels have a mix, right? So you'll have a little section where they have like little Whirlpool or GE washers and dryers for people that stay in there to wash their clothes. But then they have the washers and dryers to wash the sheets and the towels. And those are going to be your Milner. Those are going to be your Speed Queen. Those are going to be your Dexter. Those are going to be Hips. So that's what my channel is about. My channel is not about teaching people how to do the repair. There's hundreds of guys that do that, and they're going to be able to do that infinitely better than me, right? Infinitely better than me. I'm self-taught. They're going to be able to do that way better than me. My thing is telling people the thing that nobody else will. Nobody else is going to tell you where to get the training. Nobody else is going to tell you who's using this equipment. Once you get the training, then you apply it. So it's like if you become an ASC master technician for automotive, right? You're gonna need to know if you're gonna go ahead and do Toyota or if you're gonna do General Motors, but you're not gonna do both, right? So, and it's like that with this. It's like, okay, once you learn Dexter, because I really focus on Dexter on this. I don't know why, but people call me up. I told them about Dexter. They got some Dexter training. They got some Electrolux training. Immediately going out there working, because this is another thing. When you guys go out there, these nail salons, some of them, they wash their own towels. They wash their own towels and things. And they have ice machines. Some of them have residential ice machines. Some have commercial. Some have residential laundry. Some have commercial laundry. They wash their own sheets. I mean, towels and bibs and all that kind of stuff at these hair care places, nail salons, the upper echelon one, like Dry Bar and that kind of stuff. They don't do laundry service. They'll do their own. So there's lots of opportunity out there, but you got to open up your eyes. You guys got to open up your eyes. Gas stations, hotels, all different type of places, but you must speak to the actual location. Got to speak to the location. That's the key. Got to speak to them. But go ahead. Ask me something else, and then I'll get ready for this outro. I'll get ready to get out of here.
You know what? I don't have a question as much as I just want to make a statement.
Oh, go ahead.
Brothers, this man just gave you like everything he just shot out. Literally, it took me 2 years to put a quarter of that together. My main business is not an appliance repair. It's an add-on because I saw the need for it when I would go and do general contracting in kitchens and bathrooms and stuff like that. Well, do you do this? And I'm like, well, I can, but whatever. It doesn't have to be your main business, and don't be afraid. Slim, the amount of money that's out there for big businesses that you can get a nice little cut of is amazing. Yeah. Mom and pop, they may not have it like that, but I goddamn guarantee Holiday Inn do.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid. Jump out there, man. The worst they can tell you is no.
That's the word. But these people are. That's the thing. They're not going to tell you no. They're not going to tell you no. They're going to take the information. They're going to say, okay, thank you. They might not call you back. Sometimes I've had some Olive Gardens call me back 2-3 years later. I had a manager said, hey man, I just got the job, transferred from another location, and I looked in the drawer and I saw your information. And I said, damn, this guy's trained on all this stuff in here. Let me give him a call. I never met the guy, none of that stuff. But I didn't give him a sales pitch or nothing. He had looked at, you guys can't see, but he had looked at all the training material. It gives them a level of trust, all right? Because the only fear that these people have is you're going to come in there and not know how to fix anything. That is their biggest fear. So that's why if you go to a mom and pop, you could do that with a mom and pop. Say, hey, I'm just learning this stuff and I'll do this for you. That's fine. But when the stuff that you guys want to do, you kind of got to be ready for that. And contractor, you said you're in the DMV, right?
No, I'm from the DMV. When I first started my business, I was up in the DMV.
Okay.
I moved since then.
Right.
But I got a whole nother, like for all the areas that are dead, I would like to discuss a plan with you for that. in the background.
Oh yeah.
That way we can try to work something out.
Yeah. Well, all right. So, but for everybody that's concerned, especially like my app says, it's a race to the bottom. It's a race to the bottom on residential. It's not a race to the bottom on commercial. There is not a race to the bottom on commercial. Like one of the brothers that just came up, he was asking me a question about a piece of bakery equipment. I said, look, man, I keep telling you guys, I said, man, look, there's literally 3,000 different brands of equipment out there. And I said, look, man, I don't know anything about it. Never heard of it. It was from Germany. He took my advice. He looked up the distributor. He went over there, and that distributor jumped on him. They gave him a tour of the facility. He did a live stream on it. Gave it to it. They said, you're our guy now. You're our guy now. We didn't have nobody. We are so glad you contacted us. Nobody calls us. You contacted us. And that's the thing. That's what I be trying to tell y'all. You gotta call these people. Gotta call these people.
Bro, you're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
That, like, I did a service call for a AG stove. Have you seen those? Yeah, AGA stove.
Yeah, this is residential though. That was residential.
That one was residential, but
yeah, that's AGA. Yeah.
Peep it.
Now, what did you have? Did you have the 2 round hobs? Was it the 2 round? Or
yep.
was it all yours?
Yeah, it was the 2 round ones.
So
but I'm the only.
Okay.
Yeah, I was the only one in my area that knew how to service it. So yeah, guess where I ended up? I'm in a upscale hotel / condo / whatever you got the money for, because it's that expensive. Servicing this stove.
Let me show you what they don't know about AGA. This is an AGA, ladies and gentlemen. I am a dealer and a servicer of AGA. So this is an AGA with the companion on the side. This is the companion. See, $34,000 with the $8,000 saving. So what he was looking at was just the 2 hobs. It's got the 4 ovens. There is no temperature setting. You had the one where there was no knobs, right?
Not at all.
Okay, good. So it was a true traditional, right? So you had this one. Each oven is at a different temperature. You got a broiling oven, baking oven, lower oven. The man that created it was blind, and he wanted an oven that he can use. And he had a engineering background or whatever, and he created this oven. This was way back World War I or something like that. But yeah, as you see, 45,000. 30. Yeah, so that's AGA. That is AGA, and you could always add on to it. You could make it as long as you want. You can make it 72 inches. Yeah. So this is an AGA. That is AGA. So let me show you guys. That's under the Marvell. Because a lot of the people that watch me, they don't know I have a residential background. Back in the day, there wasn't really much of a division. There wasn't really much of a division between residential and commercial back then. You were actually considered quite dumb if you worked on commercial, and all the smart guys worked on the residential. And that flipped. That flipped. But because back in the day, it used to all be just pipes. And so, but now it's really technical. It's really technical. It didn't used to be this technical. Oh, damn, it was provider login. Let me see if I can find, because I usually show people, because I haven't, well, you haven't seen, but I usually, damn, they make this hard. I'm trying to find where there we go. Let me see if they still have me under dealer. Let's see here. I think they still, yeah, there they go. See, they still got me. Still got old address though. There I am right there. I'm an AGA. Oh, you guys can't see it. Hold on. Damn. There I am right there. I am an AGA dealer. Let me so yeah, I completely, when you guys are talking about this stuff, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. Where the hell is everything else? So this is Agamarvale. Thought you guys were seeing the other thing. I thought you guys were seeing the damn range. Did you guys see this before when I was showing you guys the prices? I don't know if you guys saw it. But anyway, yeah, that's what these things cost, man. That's what these things cost. Yeah, these things change, man. These things change.
That type of client,
that
type of client will bless you repeatedly. Yeah. Trust me. if they can pay that for a damn month, you good.
All right. So Crystal said, yeah, you've been working with the school board, repairing their appliances in the culinary department, and they have mostly all commercial appliances. Yeah, they're gonna school board. You're gonna be dealing. Only time you're not gonna deal with commercial appliances with the school board is when you're talking about the teacher's lounge. So in the teacher's lounge, then you might have some regular refrigerators, some small refrigerators. You sometimes you have the small under-counter ice machines. Other times you got like a maybe a 30-inch wide ice machine, like what you might see at a bar, that type of stuff. Oh yeah, now you see it. All right. So you have to get. All right, my apps have to get and maintain. Yeah, it's money. Yeah, all this stuff is money. But so I just wanted y'all to know, look, man, I know what you're dealing with on the residential side. I know what you're talking about this race to the bottom and all the drama. I understand that. That's why I was like, nah, I gotta leave this. I said, man, I gotta leave this stuff alone. I said, I gotta leave. I said, nah. Only time I deal with residential is now I deal with residential when it is in an office. Because that's another thing. You guys need to go to these office buildings. These large office buildings, they all have break rooms. In those break rooms, they have the ice machine, they have the ice and water dispenser. You guys see me do those all the time. I just did one where I did a panel change on a Hoshizaki. I think that was a Hoshizaki, where the unit wouldn't dispense water. And so I went, and there's like only a few people. There's only a few people in the country that know about this panel that you could change out. Like when you go to when you go to the gas station or you go anywhere, especially like old folks' homes, and you go to these places and you push for the ice and nothing comes out. Well, these units where you go for the ice, they got a sensor, and that sensor it'll get a little corrosion from water and it won't work. Yeah, I do Lacanche. Lacanche, La Cornue. Matter of fact, I'm listed. If you guys even just look me up, I'm listed with all of those. That's all right. It don't matter. But we're on the commercial. We're on the commercial side. I appreciate you bringing it up. But yeah, I do Lacanche and La Cornue. On the refrigerators, I do LeBaire, did Daewoo, Bosch, all that kind of stuff. All those units, because they are mixed in, they're intertwined when you go to an office building. If any of you guys know about an office, when they have their little office break room, they're gonna have a dishwasher in the office. They're gonna have an ice machine in the office. They're gonna have a refrigerator in the office, and then they're gonna have that coffee machine. Those are the things that they're gonna have in that office break room. Now it varies whether any one of those four any one of those four things are gonna be commercial. And when you have that mix, those people would rather go with one company that knows how to handle the commercial dishwasher that they got in the office and in the residential fridge. So that's always been my niche for the Houston market, is that all these office buildings utilize my services because they might have a Viking built-in refrigerator, and then they'll have an Isomatic ice machine, and then they have a Bosch dishwasher, and then they might have like a wine unit. So it's just, opportunities, but you guys have to talk to these people. Yeah, you repair the dishwasher in the office. Yeah. They don't care. Look, it's not their money, right? And at a certain amount of money, they don't care. They don't care. It's what you guys have to realize when it comes to the corporate world, if they're not spending X amount of money on the equipment, whether it's an office or whether it's a restaurant or a grocery store, if they're not spending X amount of money on equipment, then they're neglecting their equipment. And so the people that are operating those businesses elsewhere, they're like, wait a minute, what the hell kind of condition is my stuff in if it hasn't been maintained? 63 Impala, what's happening? And more and more y'all, come on. But I am broadcasting Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, because I do know that quite a few of you guys, like contractor, you don't know, there's a whole group of people, right? And they've been trained by two or three different factions on the residential side. And so each one of those factions got like, one has almost like 1,000 former students, another one has like a good 700-800 former students. And I'm typically a source for them for both of those different groups. And they'll come and watch my videos and learn how to try to get into this commercial, because they want to step up the take home ticket price, and doing commercial is a good way to step up that take home ticket price. All right. So if you guys go over some of the older videos, I'm coming up with new ones. If you go over some of the older ones, I have all the contact phone numbers, all the contact emails for all these different companies that are willing to give you a start. The Dukers, like the earlier comment said, the Dukers, Atosa, Everest, MVP Group. I have all those informations are there. Nordon, all of that stuff is in those previous videos. Just look at the titles. It's in the titles. Now, I didn't do numbers for my videos. I did titles. I have over 120 videos that I've done in the last 7 months. So starting in 2024, this will be my first full year doing these videos, giving you guys the training classes and the dates. The training is the key. If you start out with the training, everything else is easier from there. Once you go to the training, you're then able to call tech support. They're comfortable with you. You say, hey, look, yeah, I'm calling up for tech support. I was in training that you had in Bob Beach, back in 2023, and I got a problem with this unit. They will stay on the phone with you. But if you call up and you say, yeah, I'm working on this unit, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, who is this? Oh, yeah, this is ABC Appliance. It's like, yeah, I don't know you. Yeah, well, I got a problem with it, and it's doing this and doing that. They'd be like, all right, look these things over, call me back. You will notice the difference. If you go to the classes, you're going to be treated better. You're going to be treated differently. When you go to the classes, sometimes these guys have special numbers to call up. Like before, if you called up with another group that's now, they've not been sold, but it's about 60 different brands of appliances, grade A appliances, some that are in Olive Garden. And you call up in the class, they give you the code to call in. Say, hey, you got to call in and give them code 12345. If you call up, say your access code is 12345, you will get tech support. Anybody else that calls up, they say, hey, what's your access code? You don't get it. You won't get that. So go to the classes. Some are free, some are $30, some are as much as $85. It's a small investment. It's more of your time than the money, but you will reap benefits. And every time you go to the class, you're going to learn more. So you go to class this year, you go to the same class next year, you're going to learn another thing at that same damn class that you didn't know anything about. You didn't pay attention to it. It didn't register. But now you start working on the equipment, you're like, damn, that sure is that thing that guy had told me about. Right? It's not just sales. People are trying to deter you all from saying, oh, it's just a sales call. Meet with that damn salesman in. Meet with that damn salesman. Icy is going to these damn classes. Pepsi is going to these damn classes. Coke is going to these damn classes. Bun technicians are going to these classes. Only one that ain't at these damn classes is your ass. You're the only one that's not at the damn class. All these other $1 million companies, Hobart is there, Tech 24 is there. Everybody else is there. You're the only one not invited to the damn party. So I'm giving you guys the information. Be on the lookout starting probably the next week, because like I said, Hoshizaki's schedule is out. Manitowoc's schedule is out. Frymaster's schedule is out. I just showed you guys earlier. Frymaster is out. Manitowoc, Hoshizaki, Frymaster. I'm working with Isomatic. I'm trying to get them to open up, because to be honest with you, when I go to some of these classes, it might just be like four of us there, 4 companies. You know, it might be like 20 people in the room, but it's just 4 companies. Nobody else has access to none of this training information. And it shows, because can't nobody fix these damn machines but us. You know, which I like, but you know, it ain't gonna hurt me if you learn the same damn thing, because I can only get to so many calls a day. You know, I can only get to so many calls a day. So with that, I thank you all for coming, spending your time with me. If you're looking for the other things, the Facebook, the Instagram, the X and all that, hit me up in the comment section, and I'll try to give you the information you're looking for. I do read each and every comment that you guys put out there. I read it. I'm not talking about money. So I respond to everything else. I read every single comment. As you see, I write a War and Peace novel and a reply to you. I try to get to each and every comment. Contractor, you got anything you want to add before I end this thing?
Bro, big homie, all I got to say is thank you. I appreciate that. Like, yeah.
No problem. More to come. There's more to come. Like I said, this was just a rant. I didn't have any like structured information I wanted to give to y'all. You know, this is just something I want to get off my chest today.
Yo, you absolutely correct. You have to know what you're hunting. You got, like, you can't go fishing with baloney. That's not a real thing. You can go crabbing with it, but not fishing. So having knowledge of that product, like, I'm sorry, I know I said it wrong. Aga,
yeah.
Finding out about that put me on to the type of person that is able to afford that. So the brother didn't lie. Do your research. That way you know what you hunting and what's in any big game in your area. You can take that down versus just being like, you know what, it's all dried up. Nah, y'all ain't looking in the right place. That's all. That's all.
They don't even have to look in the right place. They just have to open their eyes. They just have to open their eyes. I know they got a CVS by them. I know they got a dollar store. I know they got a gas station. You know, these things are everywhere. You got to open your eye. I know you got a La Quinta. I know you got a Sleep Inn, a Days Inn, a Holiday Inn. I know you got something over there. I know you got something. So I do recommend joining Safesa. Safesa is $3,000 to join. And once you join, I have one person I recommended Safesa to them, and they joined, and they've been pretty happy with it so far. I haven't heard anything negative that they had to say about it. But Safesa is there's Safesa and there's Nate. And those are only 2 organizations that they have for commercial technicians. And Safesa, you pay $3,000. You still got to pay the $700, $800, $1,500 per class you go to. You still have to go to North Carolina for each and every one of those classes that they do have. So the investment is substantial. You are immediately recommended for every contractor nationwide. Once you join Safesa, you in like swimwear. You in there. Once you pay the cost to be the boss, you are in there. All right, because you'll have some places, and you guys will listen, and you'll hear it. They'll be like, "Oh, you Safesa certified?" You know, what the hell is that? That's Safesa. They're the only ones that really do like training classes. They have training classes on dishwashers periodically. And it's only like once a year. Training classes on dishwashers, training classes on pizza ovens, training classes on fryers, things like that. And it's the same thing I'm showing you. It's the same thing that you would get if you actually went to the factory, right? So if you actually go to Shreveport, Louisiana, and go to Frymaster and take a class there, it's the same as if you would. Well, it's on par with what you would get with Sofessa, but it's $3,000. I don't belong to Sofessa because I don't feel that I'm already with these manufacturers. I'm already certified with these manufacturers, and I don't feel the need to pay $3,000 just so I can get a $150 warranty call. I don't feel the need for that. That's not necessary. It's not necessary. Not for me. But you do get the volume. Like I said, for as far as COD wise, every building contractor nationwide will have you as an option. Yes, it's $3,000 yearly. It's $3,000 a year. If they break it up, if you do it in January, it's $3,000. If you do it in June, it's $1,500 with the rest due in December or something like that. And then you got to pay another $3,000 in January. So it's $3,000 yearly. Yes, sir. But you'll be in an index. Yes, I showed you XLT. And all right, my app. So XLT. Remember now, XLT. Now you got to look whenever you go to places. Costco, XLT. Next time you go to Costco, you don't even need a membership. You're going to tell them you're going to go to the member desk. They'll let you go to the member desk, and you go from the member desk, walk on over to the food area, and look at the pizza oven. Where you set the temperature, you see XLT. Sam's Club, XLT. So they both have about two of them. Domino's, XLT. All of those places, if that Domino's is at least 15 years old or younger, it's XLT. Right? Oh, sure, no problem. No problem, all world, no problem. But yeah, Domino's is the big one with XLT. And then you have a number of other chains, like there's a bunch of regionals. Like you're in Virginia. I remember you're like in DC, Virginia, my apps. So you got a bunch of regional chains. Matter of fact, I gave you that lady, that former Air Force. She's retired Air Force. Marco's Pizza, they use XLT. I did a whole thing on her where she owns five Marco's Pizzas. You guys are look at it. None of my old videos, man. Yeah, all right. Leave a comment after the video's over with, and I'll post it because I've been trying to look for my Facebook thing too, and I've had a hard time trying to find it. I just reopened the Facebook. So Facebook, X, which is formerly Twitter, Patreon, Instagram. I'm trying to be where the people are at. So yeah, you're in Maryland. Right. That's what that woman is. That's former Air Force. She's a retired Air Force in Maryland. She's got one or two Marco pizzas in Maryland and one or two in Virginia Beach and another one somewhere else. So check out that video. I did a whole video on her. It's a Black woman, ex-military, and she bought one or two, turned those Marco's pizzas around, and then they turned around and sold her like two or three for like next to nothing. They probably gave them to her. All right, but with that, I do enjoy talking to y'all. I do appreciate the comments. You know, I do appreciate the donations. You know, you guys, like I said, I'm gonna do this, and I'm signing off from here. Oh, Mel, thank you. Oh, Mel donated. Thank you, Mel. I don't know if she's still here. Mel donated as usual. Maurice, thank you very much for your donation. Frank, as always, thank you. Let's see here. Thanos Stevens, thank you very much. And of course, Dave, if you're watching, I appreciate it. And with that, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you very much.